infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're back.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. My name is Wes. This guy is David. And we're just trying to get stuff done before the show actually starts. It is one of those days.
Yes, indeed. It absolutely is. Okay, do I have everything right here? Swipe left to reject or swipe right to accept? No, I'm just kidding. It's comments.
I have no comment to that.
So out the gate says, "Where's Matt?"
Yeah, I have no idea. He's probably with family on Thanksgiving, I would assume. So it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
He just kind of shows up. He might show up later. We don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, you never know. Holy moly. So yeah, I got so both of us were in the zone here in the prep of the show. And I'm over here mumbling to myself. I'm like, dude, can you hear me? It's dead silent coming from you. I don't hear the music or anything. And then he waited a couple seconds, and then he's like, "Oh no, I can hear you. You're good."
Yeah, we're both doing our thing.
He's like, "Sorry, we were both over. We were both doing our thing, doing the prep and everything, getting
it's
the
a
show
lot
ready."
more work setting these things up than people think it is.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
And I've got the easy side.
Yeah, it's one of those things like people don't realize how much work goes into these. So
yeah. So West has a ton of stuff to do up to the go live, and he's got plenty to do after that. I've got nothing to do until it's go live, and then I have 5 minutes for our countdown, which is why we have a 5-minute countdown. There's a lot of stuff to do, so that we can get it out there and push and propagate, and kind of force this onto people's timelines. So
hilarious.
That is what happened. So yeah,
so David, how you been?
So actually, I have been under the weather the last few days. I have taken myself many a number of steam showers. I know the image of that in everybody's head will definitely make their Thanksgiving dinners better. I've at least 5 steam showers in the last 3 days, and so I caught it early, and kind of just started really treating it, and came through pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse, but we'll go from that. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm going to try to treat this internally with alcohol. And speaking of which, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, so you know what? I was feeling it's autumn. I was feeling Thanksgiving. I saw this at the store and I thought, you know what? I like the brewery. We'll see how it is. Great Lakes made a cran orange wheat, which seemed really autumny.
Okay, that actually does sound very, very good.
It's pretty tasty. You can see it's kind of orangey red, but
yeah.
Really
okay, I'm looking at both screens.
It's almost like a cider. It's so sweet.
Oh, okay. Hard Dickens, huh? Nice.
No comment. Nice.
Yeah, no comment. So tell me, break down the flavors on that, because I'm very curious.
So Great Lakes. It says. Harvest a medley of orange and cranberry in this satisfying wheat ale, packed with flavors of the season. I don't know. So it's just really sweet. I think they went a little strong on the cranberry for me.
Okay.
But it's,
See, I would have thought the cranberry had brought the tart flavor.
See, I wish they would have gone for more of the bitter from the cranberry instead of the sweetness.
Yeah.
Right?
Instead of sweetness.
So maybe they should have gone deeper into the cranberry, less on the citrus. I don't know, but it's really sweet. Again, it's almost like a cider, and I love ciders. It's not bad, but
you get more.
I'm
one
glad
of
they didn't try and
start punching you.
I'm glad they didn't try and mellow down the sweetness with hops, though. See, a lot of breweries would have done that, so I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, yeah,
it's good though. I recommend it.
That's actually very.
But keep in mind, it's a sweet drink. This would actually be really good if it were mixed with something else sparkling, right? If you mix this with like a into a sangria or something like that, it'd be really good.
All right, I'm sitting here in my head. Just splash some 7-Up in it, man.
Well, look,
boom. But that's or just sparkling water, because the 7-Up's going to bring a whole
more booze. It needs to be a little bit more boozy. It's only 5.5%.
All right, so mix it with sparkling water. Okay, so what you do is you take your vodka, you get yourself a Soda Stream, you carbonate your vodka,
Soda Stream,
and then you throw it.
I got a Soda Stream. I tell you, I love it. I drink more carbonated water than anybody ever should. I can't even drink flat water anymore. I'm spoiled.
Flat water. Flat. You make fun of me.
It's true. I only wear my monocle when I'm using my Soda Stream. This is true.
I might use my Soda Stream, yes. So I can't. I don't have a lot of room. So I got stuck on some YouTube videos about the top steakhouses in New York City.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't. So there's 3 of them on my list. There's the Rugers.
Okay.
Paul Ruger. What a Pete, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, and then there's another one. It's just completely the name just ran away from me. And those are kind of like the top 2 rated.
Okay.
And there's another one that's in like Lower Manhattan called Delmonico's.
Nice. You making a?
Now I like the Delmonico's up here, but they're not the same people. This is like the first place it was the first upscale restaurant, and they are the people who coined the term restaurant.
Really? I didn't know that.
So
I just assumed it was like a word for every
I'm like, well, yeah. So now I'm like, I must go.
No, it's right. It's
the other
restaurant.
one, Keen's.
Of course.
So Keen's is the other one.
I was going to ask you about Keen's. I've been wanting to go to Keen's for a long time.
Yeah, Keen's.
Because they, of course, they have the long clay pipes.
All the pipes. Yeah. Yeah, all over the place. So that's 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 what I've been doing. So as you're get your monocles building your soda streams to avoid the tap water, the flat water, I've been looking at high-end steak.
So what you need to do is
So
you could plan a trip to Manhattan and hit all three in one
yes.
day. Just knock them all out in one day.
I
Breakfast,
don't
lunch,
know that
dinner, done.
my cardiologist disagrees with that statement.
Have like a 12-pound
indeed.
steak at each one.
Oh, gee,
That sounds amazing.
So
That's
I
a
don't
good
do,
day, man.
I mean, so they go through some decent cuts
I
there,
believe it.
and some of the people put the prices up, that I've watched, and they're like, "This is really expensive, really expensive, really expensive." I'm looking at it going, "I'm down. I'm good." That looks like pretty. I mean, for what I've actually paid for steaks in the past, I'm like, yes, please.
If it's not like an everyday
like
occurrence, I mean, you could do it. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's an event. It's not a meal.
Yeah, it is an event, and that's what you have to make it. So
what are you drinking, Dave?
Go.
What are you drinking?
I'm cracking a brand new bottle of Eagle Rare right now. I was just sitting here peeling it.
Good stuff.
Peeling the top off. And for backup, I've got, let me see which video here. I've got a bottle of Blanton's there, and I got a bottle of Weller 12 year here.
I need a new
as
bottle
backup, but I actually think I'm going to stick
I'm running
with
empty over here. I got to call up our Blanton's guy.
So I'll be over next week. I'm going shopping in his bourbon cabinet.
Nice. Well, let me know what he wants for a bottle. I'll let you know. I'll give it to you. So we're good. So David, are you ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Ooh, that's a good sound. I like that.
It's just my family up here in New York, and I'm making a turkey breast thing, turkey. My mac and cheese, which everybody seems to love.
Good stuff.
Stuffing, because the wife eats it.
You don't like stuffing? I love stuffing.
I don't like stuffing.
Give me some,
I don't know
has to be
why.
good stuffing.
I don't like stuffing.
So like a lot of homemade stuffing recipes are not great. You need really good stuffing. And man, I'll just load that stuff up on everything. It's good with the potatoes. It's good with the turkey. It's perfect.
I like the cranberry sauce.
You like the cranberry sauce?
I like cranberries. We don't have potatoes in here this year. There's no potatoes. Potatoes.
Potatoes. I'm taking relief. It's empty carbs. I like mashed potatoes if they have if you have good gravy. I like mashed potatoes, but without the gravy, I'm like, why do I need potatoes?
I'm the only person here that'll eat gravy, so I mean, there's just no reason. And nobody else is really a potato fan.
What's wrong with your family?
They're just. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have no room to talk. Believe me, we had tacos last year at Thanksgiving, which was awesome.
We had tacos in that. Not bad. Taco Thanksgiving. So last year, I had Popeye's chicken.
Ooh, that sounds good.
We had Popeye's chicken driving back from Columbus, Ohio
on Thanksgiving.
Last year. On Thanksgiving. Well, we went to town. I won't go into full details, but the plans had changed and nobody told us. So we were in town and we're like, okay, I guess we'll leave.
You guys should have come to my house. I had no idea.
3 shades of pissed. So I'm like, all right. And so I took a picture of it. We were at Speedway America, whatever, something or other, up off of 71, and we had Popeye's chicken. I threw it up on the hood of the car and took a picture.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So that was it was a complete bust. So this year we're like, we'll just stay home.
If it never happens again, you guys stop by my house. We have always done more than enough.
Tacos. Yes, right. We'll come and have tacos.
Look, tacos on Thanksgiving. Put some turkey meat in the tacos. It's good stuff, man. Where it's at. Instead of nacho cheese, you put gravy on it. Right? Tell me, a taco shell.
All right. So instead of sour cream, you put mashed potatoes.
Right.
Then you put the turkey in, and then instead of the cheese, you put the gravy over.
No, this is what I did on my tacos. We might
be on something.
I did this with tacos last year.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did this? Oh, okay.
I put the mashed potatoes. You put corn. You get your turkey in there. You put a little gravy on top, all in a taco shell. It's a great meal. It's good stuff, man.
Turkey taco.
It's a Thanksgiving taco. I recommend it.
I'd be damned. I've called you a genius in the past, but damn.
Look, sometimes I have good ideas. It's rare, but it happens.
Yeah, that's so, yeah.
So you're just doing the home, just you guys at home this year,
well,
huh?
so now I'm wondering if we have any taco shells
Right?
left over from tonight.
See?
Like, hey, put those. I do not. My wife will tell you, I'm leftovers and me. We don't get along. So I'm always like, oh, we have Chinese from last night. Like, no, I don't want Chinese.
You don't do leftovers?
I had Chinese yesterday.
I thought you were joking.
I am not. No, I don't.
Leftovers
are
the best. It's always food's always better the next day. It's like for some reason, like the flavors have a chance to like meld together in a different way.
Oh yeah, I understand. I understand. I will eat certain things. So I'll do chili.
Okay.
In fact, I don't
chili.
eat leftover chili. I just make chili ridiculously early so that it does become. I eat first time chili is second day chili is the best type of chili. Except turkey chili. I will not eat turkey chili. It gave me a heart attack back in 2017, and I will never touch that stuff again.
That son of a bitch.
So I don't eat as much chili anyway because of that. The stuff that you ate just before you had a heart attack, you kind of lose a taste for it. So I still blame my wife's turkey chili on. The heart attack was her fault. I mean, clearly she was trying to kill turkey chili.
We said it last week. I mean, nobody would blame her.
No, nobody would blame her. Nobody would blame her. I mean, at least of all me.
Right. Even if she were caught, like the cops would be like, you know what? We'll give you this one. It's fine.
We got it. We understand.
We get it.
We understand.
Nikki, we get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, shit, what we're talking about? Oh yes, my homicide. That's right.
So my family is we're actually having the in-laws over, so we usually go to my brother-in-law's place, who has a huge place, way over in the other town. And this year they're in Australia, so we're actually doing something here with the in-laws and stuff. So we're gonna have everybody over here, which it's not bad.
So you get to play host. Very nice.
So we've been like you cleaning all day.
Yeah. I didn't do much cleaning today. I did a little bit of work just in case somebody from my corporate office watches this. I did a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Couple meetings here and there, but for the most part, was just thinking, which is what I'm paid to do, I guess. And I wrote some of it down.
Some of it.
And then I wrote some of it down. Some of it was good enough to write down. Other things was not very good to write down at all.
By the way,
some things were really bad
Nikki
ideas.
Said,
which you have to have the really bad ideas.
By the way, Nikki said because switching out the red meat with turkey was not the healthy choice.
Well, you tried to kill me. You tried to kill.
Well, she did add a little bit of cyanide, but aside from that, it was actually
it was just a turkey and a pinch of rat poison. That was all that was in it. That's all I changed.
Nikki, next time, seriously, grind up some light bulb glass, really fine. Okay, they'll never see it coming. All right, good to know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Murder aside.
So murder aside. So yeah. So I love hosting. I
wouldn't guess that about you.
Really? But we live up here and there's no one here. Right. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, look,
I guess, but tomorrow will be nice and easy. Like I said, we didn't do too much today because we don't have people coming tomorrow. Right. So, the dog's bed is still over here. We've been playing cards because Noah's home from college. So we've been playing cards over on the table. And whenever we play cards or do something as a family, the dog has to be part of it. So she always grabs her bed and drags it over to be with us. Like, no, you little sons of bitches. I'm with you. Make room for me at this table.
That's pretty funny.
So she always does that. And, sometimes she throws a fit. And then she'll go find one of her toys and bring to us to try to play fetch in the house.
Right.
And she's a real dog.
Yeah, that's funny. So we discovered that, that Rio is attached to my current wife, to Kirsten, our dog. Yeah. And, we have a cat, and the dog sort of tolerates the cat, but it's reached the point to where the dog is so jealous of the cat that Kirsten can't even say the cat's name without the dog just losing it. I mean, the dog doesn't want Kirsten to have anything to do with this, with her. It's funny. The cat can come to me, rub all over me, and the dog doesn't care. But the second,
and the dog's like, I don't care.
The second that cat even remotely starts walking on the same side of the room as my wife, like that dog has to jump up and say, "Stay away from my mom."
Rio's up and gone. Huh?
It's really funny.
So it goes very similar. The dog is not my dog. that dog loves me. It's just like any man, right? We're good when we're providing something.
Basically.
So if I'm near the kitchen and I can get her food, boom. She's like, hey, what's up? You remember me? We're good friends, right? But if we're in here and I'm sitting on the couch, I'm like, come here, Lilo, come sit next to me. She will look at me and jump up and sit right next to Nikki, who is also on the complete other end of the couch. And just snuggle up right next to her and look at me like, yeah. This is what I do.
You know what's up. That's really funny.
You know what's up. Now you go get some food. We'll talk.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't even get a look. The dog doesn't even glance in my direction. It's I started a whole company just to give this dog treats and won't even glance in my direction.
Yeah, won't glance your direction.
Speaking of which, everybody watching and listening,
I'm the one that
it is Black Lab Friday at Underdog Plus. Go to underdogplus.com, type in Black Lab Friday as the promo code, and you too can get 20% off your order of treats. So 20% right now
20%.
for Black Lab Friday. That's the promo code Black Lab. Friday.
I like black. It's not Black Friday. It's Black Lab Friday.
Rio's half Black
like
Lab.
That.
So
I mean, that's really the way it should have been.
Exactly.
Every other pet company out there, you really missed it, man. You really screwed
It's like
the
it should be
pooch.
marketing.
They missed the mark.
What's up with that?
Yeah. It's like those people last week. We completely disassembled and dissected probably one of the absolute worst product launches of the world.
We're gonna go back through that, by the way, with a fine-tooth comb.
Yes. So I want to create a campaign for them to market it to the people they should have marketed it to. Right. And I think that we could launch that product for them and just do tons better. We could put that company in panic for the demand on that.
Yeah, and
product.
honestly, if huge marketing companies marketing agencies aren't reaching out to them immediately saying, "Hey, please let us help you," they're missing the mark big time. I mean, it's just that was sad.
Yeah. I mean, we banged on it. I mean, to the end of it, we still didn't know what the hell the thing was for. And then we created a complete usage group for it, a target audience for it. And, that was, I think, about 5 bourbons in by the time that we flipped the switch and said, okay, this is what it needed to be. This is what it should have been.
Yeah, we weren't even sober when we fixed it. Jeez.
Yeah, we weren't even close to sober, and we did infinitely better than they did. So, I think it's definitely. I definitely want to go back and sit down, go through it, and actually create I'd like to do a product launch on it.
Yeah, really, that should have been the whole show.
And I want to make sure I can invite them.
What's that?
Yeah, I want to invite them in and be like, "This is what you do."
Exactly.
Watch it.
I have a feeling they might not show up for that. I'm just saying.
They'll show up for it. They'll show up for it.
But I'll bet they're.
You know what? I might shoot it from their door. I might shoot it from that room that they did it in.
I'll bet their investors are not too happy with them right now. Can you imagine sinking millions of dollars into that product? And that's your release date. That's your release, your launch.
And that's
party.
Your release.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. With no direction. I mean, when they launched iPhone, at least you knew what the hell it was.
Right.
Phone.
Well, speaking of great launches,
this is what it does. It has to function for what it is to begin with. All right. Speaking of great launches, what you got?
Go on Netflix and watch the documentary called Big Vape. Big Vape. It's about the production of what is it? Juul. Juul. Juul.
Okay,
Juul. Pen thing.
I've heard of that.
Man, their launch was amazing. In fact, it was so their launch was actually so successful, they had to pull it back because they were getting so much pushback about. Yeah, this is actually too successful that we think you're hitting the wrong demographics and might be doing some unethical things here. So they actually had to pull back. On their marketing from the beginning. So, I mean, it's a great documentary, though. I really recommend it. I don't recommend vaping, but I recommend this documentary.
Yeah. And for everybody, especially in Ohio, because you guys are now potheads now, don't do that. That's bad. It's bad for you, okay? So don't do drugs. What happened to... and this is one of the things. All the people that are getting into the grow business and all this.
You knew it was coming.
You're just going to be the next company that gets the holy tar suit out of you.
Well, you know what's funny is like
15 years when they go, oh well, turns out inhaling marijuana smoke is just as bad as inhaling tobacco smoke.
It's actually a lot
because you're still inhaling smoke.
Well, it's actually a lot worse for you, depending. But I don't.
Well, yeah, tobacco's not a hallucinogen.
Yeah, I don't recommend smoking pot at all. But here's the funny thing.
I don't recommend
But here's the funny
inhaling
thing.
any
I'm not
smoke
necessarily against
whatsoever.
its, we'll call it decriminalization, because it can't be legalized. It's still federally against the law. But here's the thing.
That's right.
I do think it's actually probably safer than alcohol, though. Really, if you think about it. When was the last time you saw a mean pothead versus?
Tell me more about that.
When was the last time you saw a mean pothead versus a mean drunk?
I don't know. I don't hang around people to get mean during any
Well, that's my
instances.
point. When was the
So
last time you saw like a just somebody just going bonkers and going crazy on somebody for absolutely no reason when they're high versus when they're drunk?
I'm married, so
well, right, exactly. And Nikki is rarely high or
I
drunk.
don't. I'm just trying to see if she was coming over the couch or not.
I don't think she's listening anymore. It's fine. We'll see in the comments if she is.
Yeah, she probably checked out. We'll see. Yeah, she'll be here in a minute.
But yeah, they did pass that. I don't think it takes effect until early December sometime.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know, but I guarantee. I mean, there's going to be shops all over the place. I mean, it's going to be non-stop.
I've seen some stuff on Facebook already about people putting it up.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, that's one of my biggest complaints now about walking around places like New York City or Vegas or anything like that is you have to smell that garbage.
Constantly, all the time.
It's all over the place. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
I just me, I think I should be allowed to just, I don't know, what would they find terrible?
A cigarette.
If I have to smell
it's funny.
something,
they'll allow
then maybe my cigars. I can have my cigar somewhere then.
Right. It's funny. They'll allow weed, but the second they see somebody with a cigar, they're like, "You can't smoke here."
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second.
You can't smoke out here. That's tobacco.
Yeah.
This is a blunt, right? That's what we're going to call it from now on. What is this, a blunt? All right. Oh, okay. It's cool now.
Well, you should do is get a bunch of those. Alec Bradley does the St. Patrick's Day. What do they call them?
Oh.
The Filthy Hooligans.
Oh, the Filthy Hooligans.
I got some over there, and they're
in here.
So not all of them, but some of them are green. From year to year, they change the wrapper.
Yeah, I got one that's brown wrap green. Actually, it was a gift to me from our mutual friend Matt Andre. That's where I got my Filthy Hooligans.
Those are great. So I actually got those when my kids were born. Those are the cigars that I got when my kids were born. So I've had a couple of boxes of those, and yeah, highly recommend.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like the Filthy Hooligans. My favorite still, I mean, it's
the Blackened.
I'm a Metallica fan, but the M81 Blackened from Drew Estate is such a great
cigar. Filthy Hooligan because they're green. So if you walk around in a marijuana state with that, somebody's going to assume it's a blunt because it's green and they don't know any better.
Well, when I go to Vegas, I'm going to Vegas over my birthday. And that was one of my biggest complaints was the nonstop there. So I will be walking around with a cigar.
And you should.
I mean, I love it. I love the town. Yeah. So if you haven't been, meet me out there. I'll be out there over my birthday in late February.
I've been 3 times, and none of the times I left my hotel at all. You don't have to, because I was there for conventions. So there's always something to do all day long.
Yeah.
And there's free food, free swag, free giveaways at all these places, at all these conventions. And I'm not a gambler, so where am I going to go? And I don't want to see Britney Spears.
So I don't gamble much.
Some other, show singer. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. So I do. So the music scene is one of the biggest draws for me. I love the music. I love everything out there for that. I don't mind gambling a little. I mean, I look at it as entertainment dollars. I'm going to take $200-$300. I'm gonna sit down at a roulette table. I'm gonna have fun for a few. Yeah, I'm losing. I'm spending this money. I'm not gambling. I'm spending this money. If I walk away with any of it, hey, I saved some money. That's it. You don't win.
There's a reason why these casinos are big and all lit up and have tons of money because people don't generally win more than they lose.
Yes. So that is it. So for you're all invited. Come with me to Vegas. And
so when is that, David?
Have a good time. I believe I gotta check the calendar because I'm going out the 24th. The 25th is a Sunday. The 25th is my birthday, so that's January. Yeah, that's a Sunday. So I'm thinking. I don't think I'm gonna go on Friday. I think I'm gonna go out on Sunday and come back Tuesday.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's how we're gonna do that. Just
we'll have to plan something good for the show that week.
Yeah. Yeah. I will. I won't do it. So I've done the show from
You have.
Vegas. I've
I
been
know.
out there. I've done the show from
Yeah.
Vegas, and this one won't fall into that window, but it's good. So what
We
episode
are
are we
number
on now?
176 today. 176.
176.
Yeah.
Man, it's getting up
It's
there.
flying.
300's gonna be coming along
Yeah.
anytime.
We got to plan something for that one too. But David,
Yeah, we should. We blew right past our third
we
year,
just
so
we
for
weren't paying
300 we
attention
should
at
do
all. We're like,
something.
what? Wait, what?
Yeah, we weren't. We was like, all right, moving on. And next week on the Underdog Journey, this is the drinking.
That's it. That's what we're good at. Yeah, we don't blame the booze. It actually helps us. So
It does.
David,
It does.
this Friday, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, of course, and followed by that is Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Are you ready for Black Friday, David?
Yes.
Do you do any Black Friday shopping?
I thought I might buy a new TV this year, but I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because the deals they have are on TVs I don't necessarily want. I want to change out the 55-inch to a 65, but there. But I want to go to LG's top line OLED, and that's what I want out there. I can get them at a decent deal, but it's no real value over their normal price.
That's the funny thing about stuff like that. Like, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about those the Black Friday like doorbuster deals that these places have. Is typically like Best Buy or someplace like that. They'll advertise all over the place. They'll have like a laptop for like $1, or they'll have like one of these giant 80-inch screen TVs for $100. The thing people don't realize is they'll have like 2 of them or 3 of them, and
for the whole country,
or even per store. Like when I, long time ago, I used to sell cameras at a Best Buy, and they'd have these things. And
I worked at a Best Buy.
What they would do is when people would line up outside the store, they would give them a ticket for the things they wanted, first come, first serve for these tickets. And if you didn't have a ticket for that item, you didn't get that item. But then as soon as the doors opened, man, people dashed in the doors, sprinted to the back of the store as fast as they could to get the stuff they wanted. And the funny thing is, the deals on everything else weren't that great. Like, the deals were basically maybe a little bit less than normal, if that at all. But also, from that time up until Christmas, every place does price matching. Every place does price matching.
Yeah.
Every place.
So those items that they get in there, those are loss leaders.
That's it.
That's their whole purpose. That's okay. They don't have to. And when I say loss, it's not that they're selling it at a lower price what they're buying it. They're selling it at a lower price than what their standard margin would allow for, is what that means. So, let's say you buy something for $1. They buy something for $1. In order to get their regular margin, they need to sell it for $2 or $2.50. So that's, 250% is the $2.50 mark. And if that's their regular price, and let's say their margin, their standard margin is, 100, so they could sell it for as low anywhere between $2 and $2.50. They are perfectly fine with anything inside of that. Anything over that $2.01 is addition to their margin base, their bottom line. It's when they go below that $2 mark, they're still making money.
It's just not as much as they normally
their
would.
margin, it's not their standard margin line. Right. So when you have those loss leader items out there to get people in the store to draw attention, it's like, okay, I came in, the 3 people got this in front of me. And I was one of those people. I went and bought a plasma TV from H.H. Gregg.
H.H. Gregg, I remember that.
I hate H.H. Gregg. I'm so glad they went out of business. It's a terrible company. So I was there. We came through. We did the lines. Like, this is what we want. This is what we want. And we sat there all night long. And they come through and they open the door and everybody just runs in. I'm like, wait a minute. We all knew what we were getting. What the hell's happening? It's like, no. So we get back here to where it is. Of course, everybody's right around these. They were 50-inch or 55-inch plasma. Plasma, mind you. These things weighed freaking everything. And
TVs used to be
the guy was looking at somebody else. Yeah,
like they were made out of
they used to be
titanium or something. They were so heavy. It was nuts.
Yeah. So Nikki and I, we're walking through the Walmarts the other day, and we go to TVs, and there's 55-inch, 65-inch TVs for $400, like $398 or $440 or something like that. A 65-inch television.
Yeah.
So just before that, That was the transition, because it was a small period for plasma from we had our standard tube CRT televisions. Then we had the flat screen TVs. They were still big box TVs, but they were, the front of them were flat. And then it switched to plasma, and then it very quickly went LED and an LCD. So this was in that small window, and they were $1,000.
Yeah. TV, yeah, they used to be really
$1,000 for it was a 50-inch plasma TV, and again, that thing weighed all the weight. It's like, how much did it weigh? Yes, it did. And so I bought it. I used it for a while, and I think I ended up selling it for Frank about the same amount I bought it for.
Right.
We went back to which at the time was a massive TV for the flat screens, was a 36-inch TV, and now you can get a 65-inch TV for $400.
Oh yeah, I saw a 50 something just today when I was out with the kids for like less than $300.
Excuse me.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's like $250.
Yeah,
I'm like, I might buy one right now just because.
Yeah. So the Peloton, I don't know if anybody's out there nobody's out there as fat as I am, but the Peloton now has an app that you can put on your television. And so I want to get one to put downstairs, because we have the Peloton bike and we have the Peloton treadmill. And I want to get this. So that means I pay $40-some a month for the Peloton.
Right. That's the problem. My problem with Peloton is like, I don't want to subscribe
that's
to
the part
exercise.
that gets me.
Like, I just want to exercise. I don't have to subscribe to do it.
So you don't have to. You don't have
but like
to.
that's the whole point of the Peloton.
You can use
is like their stuff.
Yeah. So you can, all your metrics, you can log all of that stuff.
Right.
It doesn't cost you anything. If you want their classes, you want all the stuff that goes with it, all that extra stuff that you can get, that's in the subscription. And
it's
to me, it's a little high.
Well, it's great stuff. You know, they're
I pay more for it than I pay for Netflix, Vudu, Hulu, Amazon, Prime, all these things. I pay more for just the Peloton subscription a month than I do for all the others. Well, they got to
pay all those instructors. They got to pay the you know, the people who
the talent.
Right, the people who get on the screen and tell you that you're not exercising hard enough. So
so that's actually down in Manhattan. And when I was down, I took the wife one time, and she got all giddy and excited about it because she got to go and be part of a live class for Peloton.
Okay.
So now every time I'm like, hey, I might have to go now. Yeah. And every time I have to go, like, hey, I might have to go to Manhattan. She's like immediately on the computer to see if there's a window for her to go do another one of those classes.
That's really funny.
There.
She's Peloton famous.
Yeah. She's Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a lot skinnier than I am too.
Well,
so they don't put people like if I walked in there, I've exercised the last 3 days in a row. I have lost 10 pounds since Monday, but it might just be a mix of me being sick.
That's you know what? Hey, that's the best thing about being sick is it's great to lose weight. I'm telling you. You want to lose weight? Get yourself a tapeworm. It's like magic. Great.
Get yourself tape. What you do? Here's what you do. Here's what you want to do.
Go and
save the Peloton money. Right. Go eat raw pork.
Right.
All right. So go eat some raw pork,
or like go find a nice fresh cow patty. Rub it around. Don't wash your hands.
Yeah.
And go have an Oreo.
Yeah. Get yourself tapeworm, and boom.
Great for losing weight. I'm telling you. Everybody out there watching and listening,
takes
if you want to lose
any
weight,
kind of advice from us,
lose weight. We're not doctors, but if you want to lose weight, get yourself a tapeworm.
We don't play with one on TV either. Get yourself tapeworm. Name it Earl.
So
how'd you lose so much weight? I've been working with Earl.
Exactly. Give it like a really good like personal trainer name. Like
Stanley.
Giovanni is definitely the best. Oh, that guy.
Yeah. I was going to go with Jihan, but okay, either one of them works. Yeah. If you say Giovanni, I like to say it a little more snooty. Giovanni.
Giovanni. He's simply the best. You must try Giovanni. Yeah.
Oh, you should Giovanni. So I'm gonna be down in Huntington, West Virginia this coming weekend. This coming weekend. And the pizza place I love down there is called Giovanni's.
Oh, hopefully I'm gonna be having Giovanni's.
No.
Is that the place that we went to that we got pizza from on the drive back that one time? It was good. It was good pizza.
Probably. If I take somebody down,
you were
really
excited about this pizza.
Oh,
you were really excited.
It's my pizza.
Okay, it was probably the same.
It is my pizza. So it's good. So I'm doing some dinner down there. I'm going to do my cigars at La Fontaine's. Nice. It's going to be a great time.
Nice, good stuff.
And then I'm in Columbus, all next week. So we'll be doing a show live from the Hofbrauhaus side by side next Thursday
at the Hofbrauhaus live.
And I'm thinking we may want to roll, just because of the restaurant time frame. We may want to roll it back to 7.
Okay.
Back to our old start time, just because, when we get 8, then we're out late and it pushes up against their close time.
Good call. Well,
I think we should push it back.
Make sure to let Dennis know. I actually just took some treats up there today, so they just bought some more treats. So if you're in Central Ohio, go to the Hofbrauhaus Columbus, get yourself some peanut butter
beer
bones from the Hofbrauhaus, and get their beer because it's delicious. Or if you're in the
get the beer first.
Or if you're in the Dublin area, go to Perfect Pour Beverage Company in Dublin. And also get some Underdog treats. So delicious.
You can pick these up at Deaf Dog Coffee, right?
Also, Deaf Dog Coffee. So go to I think it's deafdogcoffee.com, and they actually sell them on their website. They're doing DoorDash. Their coffee's available through DoorDash. They're also selling these through the same outlet. So got a few vendor partners helping to sell these, and they're doing really well.
Yeah.
These are actually made with brewer's grains.
Can I get them through Uber Eats?
For what?
Can I get them through Uber Eats?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Not yet.
So,
okay.
see, these are actually made from brewer's grains from the Hofbrauhaus in Columbus. And
that's right.
One thing to keep in mind, if your dog has a wheat allergy, a lot of dogs do now, these actually don't have any wheat flour. Zero wheat flour. I actually make my own.
You should never make. No dog, even if they don't have an allergy.
I actually mill my own flour for these out of brewer's grains.
From what?
Grains.
Out of brewer's grains.
No wheat flour. No wheat flour.
So the more beer you this is how the math works, guys. The more beer you drink, the healthier your dog can be. So go to Hofbrauhaus and drink beer.
That's it.
I'm in town all next week. I'm going to help the dogs. You're
going to be
out,
the most healthy you've ever been.
A lot of beer.
That's it. You'll be the.
So I'm very picky. I only drink good beer. So I only drink really good beer now. So, I mean, I can get bourbon, and my bourbon's the same bourbon everywhere.
Exactly. But beer is different. Beer is different everywhere. Too many breweries. If you don't know the brewery, it'll be, contaminated, or it's too hoppy for absolutely no reason at all. Way too hoppy.
Usually because it's contaminated, they don't know how to fix it.
That happens a lot. That happens a whole lot.
It's one
of the reasons so many microbreweries have IPAs is because they can't make a really decent lager.
Yeah, well, I mean, lagers. I mean, I'd step through porters and stouts and stuff before you get to lager. I mean, lagering a beer is a whole new world.
But that's my point.
So anyway, we have a topic
do.
tonight that was talking about Black Friday.
So we have two sort of,
which we've done before.
Two sort of things today. I'll let you decide which one you want to hit first. We have Black Friday facts that you may not know, and we have probably one of the most controversial lists. This list might actually piss some people off. The most hated.
Oh.
The list of the most hated Thanksgiving food of all time, according to new data.
All right, I'm a fat guy. I'm going with that one first.
All right, we're gonna do that first. All right.
What do you guys think? We don't have a lot of people watching. I don't think right now, but not that I can see. But they're not commenting. What the frick?
Yeah, nobody's commenting.
Nobody comment.
Well, because we're on a different night.
Comment. Come on, guys, wake up.
It's a different night. I understand.
Oh, it's Wednesday, but we still got the people watching. They should be able to comment. Get involved in the show. It makes it a lot more exciting. All right, we're going to talk about the top. Actually, I have no clue because he hasn't shared this with me. So I have no idea.
I wanted your honest feedback. Okay, so this is on Best Life.
Oh yeah,
and this is the 10 most hated Thanksgiving Day foods according to new data. And so basically, there is a travel company called The Vacationer who they polled just over 1,000 people and asked them their least liked. I say most disliked. Their least liked Thanksgiving Day food. And some of these were actually pretty shocking to me, actually. So
if sweet potato mashed potatoes don't make the list, I'm rioting. I am burning in the streets.
Actually, you don't like sweet potato mashed potatoes?
I'll burn on somebody else's street. No, you take that and get it out of here. That is not a mashed potato. I live in a house full of people that don't like potatoes as it is. If you come and you're going to tell me, hey, there's going to be mashed potatoes, and I show up and I rock up there and I'm like, boom, let me get these taters. And you bring out sweet potato mashed potatoes, we fighting. No.
Marsha Casto said,
you don't get this fat by accident. You don't get this fat by sweet potato mashed potatoes.
Marsha Casto said like or don't like. The list is for the ones that people don't like. So David, would you say that sweet potato mashed potatoes is your least favorite Thanksgiving?
It's a sure shot that you're a communist.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mine would probably be canned cranberry sauce? What's with the canned? I don't get it. Like, make it fresh or nothing. Like, I don't get it. Oh, Nikki Leffingwell says mashed potatoes.
I don't
Nikki,
mind.
what is wrong? Mashed potatoes with a good gravy is heaven.
Communist.
Mashed potatoes with a good gravy and a little bit of stuffing mixed in there with the mashed potatoes. Oh, dude.
Hey,
it
Nikki,
is so good.
I like Ike.
She doesn't know what that means.
I know.
All right.
But there's like at least 3 of our viewers that will get that
Marcia
joke.
Casto says, I love it all Thanksgiving food. And I totally agree.
Yes.
I actually had a hard time thinking about it because I do love most Thanksgiving Day food. I think turkey is a little bit overrated.
Saturday night,
cooked well. It's got to be really juicy.
Yeah. See, so it can go either way. But before we go there, Marcia, Saturday night, LaFontaine's about 9:30. We'll see you there. Moving on, turkey. Yes, so turkey can go from best to worst easily. It's not a long journey to take turkey from literally the pinnacle to the, oh my dear Lord, nobody can eat this.
Right. Most people cook it wrong, so it ends up being dry and nobody likes it and it's flavorless. But like a really good juicy turkey, man, it's brilliant. It's the best. John Calendar.
If you're making a whole turkey, you need to be deep frying it, smoking it, or if you're going to be inside cooking it, spatchcock that son of a beef.
Well, at least get in there and marinate it. That's how you cook turkey. Very often.
Well, not just that. I mean, if you're going to cook it if you're going to cook it in any of these scenarios, brining the turkey the day before for 24 hours, that's where the money is. That's where the money is.
John Calendar says,
man, see, look at that fat guy over here going, oh man, I want second dinner now.
John Calendar just said, go
ahead.
Said he
John
just picked up White Castle for his stuffing. So a couple weeks ago, John Calendar he sent us a recipe for turkey stuffing made out of White Castle hamburgers. And man, John, I got to tell you, that sounds amazing. I kind of want to ditch my family and come to your place for Thanksgiving because that sounds awesome. I love White Castle.
Yeah. How long have we been hanging out, drinking, and doing all kinds of crazy, stupid stuff together?
Too long.
Long time, 8 years, something like that.
Yeah, about 8 years, maybe.
How many times have we been to White Castle?
Because, well, here's the problem. Yeah, exactly. So here's the problem with White Castle. You can't have White Castle if you know you're going to be around people later that day. Because, man, it's brutal. It's rough. John, maybe I don't want to be at your place. I'll eat the White Castle, then I'll promptly leave. That's it. I'll just come over for a bite and I'll leave.
Then I shall promptly leave. Me and my monocles are out. Peace. Yes. All right, so let's get to this list. What do we got?
So the mashed potatoes. It is the 10. So let's start at number.
If anybody knows a good divorce attorney, just let me know.
Let's get to number 10.
Mashed potatoes.
Number 10 is macaroni and cheese. Is one of the most disliked.
All right, get the frick out of here.
How is that possible? Who doesn't like mac and cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. So my family, because it's me cooking, my turkey is good, but my mac and cheese is so good that I wouldn't have to make turkey, and it's a special. I mean, literally, the mac and cheese is the cornerstone of the meal.
Right? Who doesn't like mac and cheese? This makes no sense to me. I don't get it, but it's it's one of the top 10 least favorite Thanksgiving. I don't get it.
Communist.
It's weird.
Communist.
Number 9, Nikki, you can relate to this, is mashed potatoes. Number 9 is mashed potatoes. So already we have. That's good sound. I like this sound.
So what this is really just a list to piss people off. That's what
I'm saying. This might be the most controversial list.
I now approve of this list.
I do not condone anything on this list so far.
This is the South Park of lists. That's what this is.
It's just a troll. Yeah.
Yes.
So far 2 staples: mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. Yeah. You're right. I think Fidel Castro's grandson made this list because.
Yes.
All right. So moving on from
Cartman wrote
pumpkin pie is number 8.
Pumpkin
pie is the Thanksgiving food outside of turkey. Pumpkin pie is number 8 on the least liked Thanksgiving Day food. What 1,000 people
so
this company
nobody in my family, we don't eat pie. No. This house, I'm the only one that'll eat pumpkin pie. I'm the only one that'll eat pecan pie. And so, seeing how there's no use in wasting the money, we got the Oreo cookie and cream pie in here.
Well, that
for
sounds
tomorrow.
good too. But you have that right next to the pumpkin pie. Nikki says pumpkin pie is disgusting. Nikki, come on, man. I had more faith. In
see,
you.
This is what I have to put
Nikki,
up with.
I had more faith in you.
This is what I have to put up with.
I used to be on your side, Nikki. Now I'm changing. I'm switching sides here.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
This is
pumpkin pie is number 8. I'm not even gonna,
so
I'm not even gonna read the
I don't have
because
pie.
they don't deserve my attention to read the commentary on this website about why they chose mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and now pumpkin pie. It's basically
pumpkin
all
pie. What's next? Turkey. Don't like. It's gonna be that. We're gonna have turkey and cranberry sauce. And what else is a staple? I don't even know. I mean, that's going to be those are the big ones right there.
This is it so far.
And they're like, we hate
it's all staples. Pumpkin pie.
So for me for tomorrow, I've got crumble cookies, pumpkin pie cookie in here. So that's what I'm having for tomorrow.
That sounds good
for my pumpkin pie. Fix.
No, you got to get David. Hit the grocery store. Get yourself a pre-made pumpkin pie.
Ain't no way in hell
and eat the whole thing. And eat the whole thing yourself. I might do that. You know what?
I lost 10 pounds. I don't want to put it all back on.
Just despite this list, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a whole pumpkin pie. I'm going to eat the whole thing myself in front of the TV with a fork, and I'm going to cry myself to sleep, and I'm going to be happy about it.
Actually, that sounds awesome. Actually, that sounds
right.
Really
That's
good.
what I'm saying.
There's football. There's football on tomorrow, so I'll sit there and eat pumpkin pie in front of. Actually, I'd rather have pecan pie than pumpkin pie. But
I'm not sure pecan pie is on this list, but pumpkin pie is number 8.
All right,
let's move down the list. Number 7 is coleslaw.
Number 7.
You know what? I understand.
Who the frig eats coleslaw?
I understand some people don't like coleslaw, but it's not really a Thanksgiving Day food, is it?
Yeah. What the hell? Maybe these are for the people in Texas.
Marcia Casto says, "I'm betting."
Wait a minute. Coleslaw. Okay, this is from the Onion. Are they citing the Onion?
They might be.
Sweet potatoes or cranberry. Okay,
coleslaw,
so we have a hedge bet.
Coleslaw is a universally hated food that the Onion wrote a spoof article. Okay, titled. Okay, got it. So I don't know that coleslaw is a Thanksgiving Day food, but I do understand how some people might not like coleslaw.
Yes, Marcia. Yes, who the hell eats coleslaw on Thanksgiving?
Right. I like coleslaw, but it's not a Thanksgiving Day food.
Call your sister up, call Jenny up, and see if they did this. This seems like something weirdos in Texas would do. That's what it seems like. Actually, Wes, you have family in Texas.
I will. I'll call my mom and say, "Hey, are you having coleslaw?" She'll probably say yes.
Are you having coleslaw? I need to know.
She also said she's
yeehaw coleslaw.
She also said she's betting sweet potatoes are number 1 or cranberry sauce. David, you mentioned not cranberry, sweet potato mashed potatoes. Should be on this list.
Sweet potato mashed potatoes. It should be on the list, but it won't be.
It should replace coleslaw.
List was written by. Yeah, what the hell? I mean, all right. What do we got? That was number 7. So number 6.
You can actually kind of see it down there.
We can see it.
It's ham.
It's peaking.
Who doesn't like ham?
I like ham on Tuesday. I'm sure as hell going to like ham on a Thanksgiving.
Ham is always good. Ham is one of those things. It's one of those foods we were mentioning earlier. It actually gets better with time. For leftovers, ham is amazing. Ham is amazing.
I do like a good smoked ham. So we do not have a honey baked ham up here.
Oh man,
I live in freaking no man's land. When it comes to food and restaurants, it is very weak. So we're gonna order early so that we can get a honey baked ham up here for
you should have got one when you were just in town.
Well, I mean, it won't hold till Christmas. I need it for Christmas.
Freezer.
Just put it in the freezer. It's
fine. Good to go.
So Eric Kunai says coleslaw is the bomb if it's good. So I've only eaten coleslaw one time, and I was like, okay, I like this. And I had a slaw dog in West Virginia.
That sounds amazing.
Okay.
That sounds really good.
And somebody said, hey, you're going to love this. Eat this. And I didn't want to be rude because normally with me, I'd rather have a coney that's, that's just who I am. I'd rather have a coney dog. And he's like, no, you got to do the slaw dog. And I wasn't going to be rude. So I ate it. I'm
amazing.
Like, all right. And the coleslaw on it, the coleslaw is what made it. The coleslaw is what I mean. It's a slaw dog, so of course. But for the hot dog was okay. The bun was okay, and the other things were okay. The slaw on this thing was just. It's really hard to explain because I don't eat coleslaw, so I don't know if all of it tastes like that. But it was freaking good. And while I agree that it can be good, yes, it actually was at a Stewart's. It was at a Stewart's. Uh, but man, it's not Thanksgiving though. But why would you? Why ham?
Yeah, ham. Who doesn't like ham?
I don't.
First of all,
Who doesn't like ham?
but you know who makes a great coleslaw is It sounds terrible because it's fast food, but KFC, their coleslaw is next level, man. KFC coleslaw, I'd buy a bucket of that stuff.
Oh, KFC,
it's good stuff.
So the last time I ate KFC is when they came out with the baked or oven roasted chicken breast. Right?
Yeah.
And I go there. It was on Sawmill Road, like literally right out from you. I don't know if it's still there. It's a KFC like right out from you. Okay. So it's still there. So it's sad. I wish it went out of business. So I go in there and Noah gets his popcorn chicken or whatever. And he's little. I mean, this 15 years ago or some craziness. And I order, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to eat a little healthier. I'm going to have your oven baked chicken. It didn't have any meat on it. It was literally bone on both. You could see the bones on both sides of the rib cage, and they handed it to you. They get, like, you're serving me that? Like, yeah, that's our baked. I'm like, slid it back to him. Like, I'll never darken your door again. And I have yet to walk back into a KFC.
Man, you know what I love? I love when there's a KFC and a Long John Silver's together, because
I love Long John Silver's though.
For some reason, the flavors in that restaurant kind of mingle together. And the chicken kind of tastes a little bit like fish, and the fish tastes a little bit like chicken. And for some reason, in a really disgusting way, it's amazing. I love it. It's like they use the same batter, and I love it.
You're over there giddy like the guys who came up with a Reese cup. It's just a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of chocolate.
It's the Reese cup of terrible, greasy fast food. A little bit of fish, a little bit of chicken, all in the same batter. Oh, it's amazing. It's awesome. So Marsha Casto says, oh, she thought of one. Ambrosia salad. That's Thanksgiving food. Gross, soggy mini marshmallows. Yeah, I don't get that one either. Marshmallows mixed with Jello, and like there's usually like pineapples in there or something. There's like pineapples and marshmallow.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and I like the pineapple out of it. I like to eat the pineapple out of
it.
The
wet marshmallows. I agree
sweetness
with
the citrus on it.
Marsha, I agree. The wet marshmallows. I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not there. So last night I was watching I don't want to call it a documentary, but like a little mini video, whatnot, on the rise and fall of certain snack food brands.
Oh, that'd be good.
And Jello was one of them. Sure. About how during World War II, it became a staple on the table, and people used to put things in it. And it was a way of preserving and extending a meal. Right. So you make a ham or a turkey or something like that, and then you eat sandwiches a couple days, then you eat something, and then you seal the rest of the garbage up in Jello, and you serve it as a meal later, so you can stretch out the food. And that was, the rationing and everything really impacted that and grew that business. But then, when people didn't have to eat trash, we didn't. And apparently Jello wasn't prepared for this rational idea of, wow, if we don't. So then they hired a spokesperson, which was one of the longest running collaborations for
just don't let him buy you a drink product. And he was a great spokesman.
Do not let him buy you a drink, and that was their spokesman. And we're not going to say the name, but you guys get to good anyway.
But
and so
so Jello is one of those weird treats, right? So Jello, I think it's tasty. You don't want to eat it every day, but it's also weird when you think about where it comes from.
Yeah, gelatin from animal byproduct,
from cow bones. From cow bones.
Oh, okay, cow bones. I thought it was horse hooves.
Well, horse hooves, basically all the bones. They grind them up. They take the collagen from them, and it congeals.
Yes.
So it's funny when little kids will eat Jello, and they love it. They're all super happy. Yeah. One of the things I love to do is ruin their dreams and smash their hopes. And tell them, that comes from ground up cow bones. and they can't believe it. Like their minds can't process.
So Penny was in here yesterday. We were watching it, and when that video was done, we watched, I think, Unwrapped or something else. And then she was like, "Oh, looking through," because I don't know what kind of rabbit hole we fell to on our YouTube algorithm. It was how they make hot dogs, and she went to click on it, and both Nikki and I were like, "No, we ain't watching that. We ain't doing that."
That's hilarious.
Click off that. We ain't not watching. By the way, okay, so we got number 7 was.
By the way, real quick, John Calendar says the secret ingredient in the oven chicken was beef flavoring. I didn't know that. That's I think you're going back to the KFC.
Secret ingredient oven roast chicken.
Is,
beef flavor.
Okay. So good to know.
Yeah. So they tried to sell me a chicken breast, the bones with no meat. It was literally, you could look at it. It was just a rib cage on both sides. And
I think they were just
I,
screwing with you.
there was no food there. So, and I'm like, this is really what you're serving me? Like, yeah, that's this. Like, can I get a new one? No. Like, all right. And I told him right there, I'm never going to darken your door again. And I haven't. And anybody that I can keep from going to KFC, I will.
That's weird. Normally they're pretty
Because-
accommodating. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Those people weren't. But, they're still there.
They are still there.
Yeah. But they don't have my dollars, and I'm happy about that.
But some
Although Long John Silver's, as bad as KFC is, Long John Silver's makes up for it by the bucket.
Ooh, I love Long John's.
Gee,
Man. Long John's is so this
so
salty
good.
fish.
So good.
So good. It's totally that's what gave you the heart attack.
Oh, so John says, sorry, I'm 2 liters of Christmas. That's Binox beer, by the way. Or, is it Binox? What is it? What's it called?
Christmas ale?
The Christmas ale.
I think John might be talking-
I seen a post earlier. They're at
I think,
Hofbrau.
I thought John was talking about the Christmas ale that he made. He actually just made one. So, John, I want to try that, by the way. And I need to get those grains so I can make your treats for you. But Marcia Casto also said bone marrow. They make the Jell-O out of bone marrow. So it's fun.
marrow.
It's fun family entertainment.
All right. So, yeah, I was watching a lot of videos today on them steakhouses about all the stuff that they use
Uh-oh.
and everything on the boat.
I think we're losing.
Trying to be
Dave,
like
Okay.
that. And
I think we're losing connection.
back?
Can you hear me?
We're back.
Okay, good.
I can hear you just fine.
My Wi-Fi's been going out lately. Yeah,
I'm
we're
good.
good. We're good. Go ahead.
All righty. Okay. All right. We're at number 6. Let's just move on before
All right,
the
number 6
internet
was
throws us off.
ham. Number 5
Ham,
is
dumbass.
stuffing. David, you mentioned you don't care for stuffing. Number 5 is stuffing.
I don't care for stuffing. I understand the draw. I understand the want that people have for it. I get it. I don't despise it. Somebody puts it on my plate. Like if they make me a plate, they're going to take time to make me a plate and they put stuffing on it. I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to be rude about it. But I'm 2 Dunkelweizen liters in. Dude, I want Dunkel. Actually, I had Dunkelweizen last week, and I'll tell you that story. I'll tell you that story next when I see you this coming week. Because, dude, I tore it up last Friday. Old school Hofbrau house.
Where at?
I bet I danced on in
Buffalo?
Hofbrau House in Buffalo. I had some meetings over there I had to do. I bet I was on 15 tables. I bet I danced on the benches because we don't dance on the tables. We dance on the benches and whatnot. I bet I was on 15 different benches. I was Hofbrau House's
Somewhere there
unofficial
are
hype
videos
man,
of you
and we tore that
spreading
place
around
up.
the internet.
Oh, gee, oh, heck yeah. There are definite videos. There are pictures of people going, I don't remember who that drunk guy was, but man, we had a hell of a good time together. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, let's see. I would just be having a plate full of stuffing. That's Nikki. Yeah, she's all
I love a
crazy,
good stuffing.
but she doesn't like really good stuffing. She likes
I like
stovetop
stovetop. It's
stuffing.
fine.
That's what she specifically. That's what she
Are you
specifically
going to make
wants.
some this year for your beautiful wife, David? She deserves it. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said you weren't going to have stuffing.
Not make
Okay.
stuff. She likes it.
I was shaming you for a second. I was shaming you.
I'm
I
not
thought-
going to have stuffing.
Okay,
I'm going to make
good.
stuffing for her.
I was shaming you for a second.
Yes, I send my wife to Disney to make her happy. I'm not going to get a 99-cent box of stovetop stuffing for her.
Well, look, I know sometimes you draw the line in weird places. I assumed, stuffing might be one of them.
Hey, that was supposed to be between you and I. Never mind.
Let's move
Go
on.
All right, so stuffing. All right, so I can get it, but I don't understand why it's so hated. It's one of those things that if you don't really like it, how can you hate?
Right.
That's the
It's
okay. So
seasoning on bread.
Yeah,
and
how
it's
can you
mixed
absolutely
with the
hate
turkey
this?
juices?
yes,
And if you eat it at John's house, it's literally
Yeah.
made from White Castle burgers. What's not to like?
yeah, I can say, hey, I'm not a fan, or I don't really want to go out of my way to make this or have this or eat this. And if I was picking on a daily basis, but I wouldn't go out of my way to say, you know what, this needs to be on a worst dish. So literally, this list is really just to
I
piss
told
people
you it was a
off. I love it.
controversial
Let's
list.
keep going.
I told you. All right,
It's good. I
Number
like it. It's
5
good.
was
It's good.
stuffing. Number 4 is turkey.
Number
People
5.
apparently hate turkey.
Mother.
How do you hate turkey on Thanksgiving? It's the only time of year when most people eat turkey.
It's yes. So we used to do it. We had our friends group over in Columbus. Excuse me, still battling this. You had the friends group over in Columbus. We would do this 3 or 4 times a year. We would do full-blown Thanksgivings. And we do a turkey. We would do mashed potatoes and gravy and cranberries and macaroni and cheese. And every time when we would add a new person to the group, we would say, hey, what is the thing from your childhood that you remembered the most? And they added it in. So we just kept adding. And, by the end of it, we were making freaking cornbread. We were making macaroni and cheese. I mean, we were making just all kinds of
right.
It was a smorgasbord. And not often do you get to use the word smorgasbord properly in a sentence, but there
sandwich
it is.
table. Yeah.
It literally was
a literal sandwich table.
Smorgasbord. Crazy. It was crazy the amount of stuff that we ended up making. And I say we, it was really, I was the cook. But there were some helpers. There, so it worked out well. But turkey, come on!
We mentioned earlier that a lot of people don't know how to make a good turkey anyway. Maybe that's it. Maybe most people have never had a turkey that's not dry. That could be.
So, more than 46 million turkeys are eaten on Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, it's really hated.
Right.
Dumbasses. 7.1 billion with a B.
Value of the turkey production.
All right. We're sneaking in. We're sneaking in number 3 already.
Data, but yeah, I can't. That's amazing. So 46 million turkeys, and nobody likes them apparently. All right. I don't do the math. I just read the article. Dumbasses. All right. That was number 4. Number 3 is green bean casserole. I love green bean casserole.
You have my vote on this one. If there is something that I just don't want to see at all,
I love.
As a Freemason, I am done with green beans.
The lodges don't typically have green bean casserole. So casserole typically has the crunched up onions, the crunched up deep fried onion pieces in there, and that's delicious. I don't like onions, but I love those deep fried onion pieces.
So West, the reason that you don't see that is because when I took over and when I kind of came in and started putting my stamp on the lodge, there was not a green bean one. In the 3 years that I served as master for that lodge, or the 3 years that I served as trustee, or the year that I served as
there were no green beans when I was in the East. Nobody came there.
When you were in the East, I was secretary
anyway because it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, and we did a lot of box lunch stuff. So, but yeah, no. But green bean casserole, I'm on board with this one. I'm fully on.
No, you know what? I figured out the trick to really
how do you like White Castle? You don't like onion.
You don't just use the crunched up.
Just to throw it right.
So the crunched up little deep fried onion pieces. Yeah, those are fine. But you also can get deep fried jalapenos, right? The deep fried jalapeno crunchy pieces. You add those in there, get it nice and spicy. Man, that's some good stuff.
Yeah. See, I would rather take, and I can't eat onion. Excuse me, I'd rather take the green beans out, put fresh jalapenos, and then some deep fried crunchy jalapenos on top of it. Now that actually starts to sound good.
Okay, I'm with you there.
And then I would like to put that on top of some nice smoked brisket on a sandwich with some barbecue sauce, and then make a sandwich out of it.
You're right. That's the best.
Talking.
You just invented a whole new kind of green bean casserole, David. That sounds amazing.
Yes, it's like that meatless meat shit that the people are trying to have people eat right now. This is a green beanless, impossible burger. This is the impossible green bean casserole that has no green beans in it.
That's what you should call it. You should make that and call it that. That'd be hilarious.
With that.
All right. So
yes,
number
impossible
3,
green beans.
Are we taking any bets?
It's nothing but beef and
I think we should start taking bets on the next 2.
Okay,
on number 1 and number 2.
Okay. So it's crazy because I figured if they were really going to piss people off, turkey would be number 1. So Marcia put back in here in one of the comments.
Salad.
No, she had another one. She had a bet. She had a bet back here. I'm betting sweet potatoes are number 1 or cranberry
John
sauce.
Callender earlier also mentioned sweet potatoes, but he had a question mark, so that might have been. He said mashed sweet potatoes?
So Marcia also was curious about sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes. So basically, Marcia, these evil people that are out there, like Dr. Evil in his lair, to leverage money out of us, they make mashed potatoes, but instead of mashed potatoes, they use sweet potatoes.
Now, why do you hate it so much? Do you not like the flavor? Do you not like the idea? Does it conceptually?
I like sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes, but don't.
Well, Well, David, like any other
Wait,
tuber.
I gotta get my best. What's that? Greta
dare you.
Thunberg girl.
How dare you?
dare steal my future? I'm saying you dare take my
David,
mashed
as a
potatoes.
tuber, there are many ways to eat it.
Call it a mashed
As with any other tuber, there's many
potatoes.
ways to eat it. You can mash it, you can slice it, you can fry it, you can.
No, you missed it. You missed the opportunity.
I don't know.
Go back and do it
I'm
right,
not.
Sir. Go back and do it right.
I don't know the full list of the many ways to cook a potato.
What's taters? What's taters, Precious?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the commercial for the Cuisinart, how it can make all kinds of different potatoes.
Oh yeah. Dices, slices, and makes French fries in 30 different groups. Whatever.
What's his taters,
no.
Precious?
If you potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Look, exactly.
All right. Now
sweet potatoes. They're a tuber. You can mash them. You can fry them. You can slice them. You can cut them. You can dice them.
No, you can do all that, but you better damn well call it a sweet potato. You do not call it a mashed potato.
Sweet potatoes.
Call it a sweet potato mash or a mashed sweet potato. But you don't rock up and say, "Hey, I got mashed potatoes."
Your problem is more with the nomenclature.
I got the butter, I got the salt, I got the pepper.
Your problem
We're
with
good.
The nomenclature of the dish.
Let's do this. My problem was there was that and there was no regular mashed potatoes, and I was promised mashed potatoes.
Did someone hurt you in the past?
It hurt me deep. Actually, it wasn't even me they did it to. I was out of town when that happened. I was actually out of town, and some of Nikki's cousins called us like, David, we need you to bring potatoes. Bring potatoes right now. Right now. Bring potatoes. We're like, we're in West Virginia, bro.
All right, so what do you think is going to be, everybody watching and listening, and you, David, what do you think is going to be number 2?
Okay, well, we're
all right. Let's go back through. Let's go back through real quick. I'll go back through, and I want to take bets on who's going to be, what's going to be number 1, number 2. Okay, so these.
All right. Number. Okay, go ahead. Go. Let's run the countdown real quick, and then I've got my number 1 and my number 2.
Number 10, mac and cheese, which I don't get. That's BS right there. I call shenanigans.
That's bullshit.
Number 9, mashed potatoes. Also don't get. Nikki apparently agrees. I do not get it. Number 6, pumpkin pie, which if you don't like pumpkin pie, especially on Thanksgiving, you're not a good person.
You keep that shit to yourself and move on with life. That's what you do.
Number 7, coleslaw, not even a Thanksgiving food. I'm not sure why it's on the list.
Yeah, what the frig?
Number 6, ham. Who doesn't like ham? Who doesn't like ham?
I want ham right now. Literally, I wish I had a honey-baked ham right now.
It's delicious. Number 5, stuffing.
Okay. A little Dahmer there, but stuffing. Okay. Yeah, stuffing. I mean, it's one of the most. Okay, I don't like stuffing, but it's like literally the most harmless thing on the plate. Leave it alone.
Yeah, out of everything, I can think of half a dozen other foods that could be on this list aside from stuffing. All right, number 4, turkey.
Oh,
which makes no sense.
What? Yeah, it doesn't make any damn sense at all. And then we have green bean casserole.
That is green bean casserole. All right.
Okay, so we've only got 2 left.
That
I can think of 3 things.
Obvious ones that aren't on here.
I can think. All right. So what's your number 1 obvious? Because there's one I wasn't thinking of, and I really hope it doesn't make the list. If it makes the list, I'm giving up on humanity. It's a lost cause. I'm gonna call the aliens. They're gonna vape the planet.
Number 1 obvious is canned cranberry sauce. Canned cranberry sauce. Because I don't get it. If you're gonna fresh cranberry sauce, it's perfect. What canned? It's in the shape of a can. How is that? No.
So there are certain people that are like, "Don't make me fresh cranberry sauce." You want it in the shape
of a can?
If it isn't in the shape, if it's not in the shape of a can,
they want it in the shape of the can, and then some people like cut it into thin slices.
There it is. John Calendar's got it right now.
I don't see the comments.
John Calendar, if that's on the list. Yeah, it's deviled eggs.
I'm not seeing the comments anymore. We're still streaming. I don't see the comments.
Yeah. Okay, so Laura L. Lyons Black just jumped in and said, "My favorite is broccoli casserole." All right, Grandma. All right, great grandma. Let's go back, sit down, and rest your feet for a little bit.
Everybody watching, listening, I apologize. I can't put the comments
like it's the freaking 1800s here.
See the comments all of a sudden for some reason.
Okay, so I can see them. I'll read them off here. So we got Marcia Casta coming in with cranberry sauce. She thinks cranberry sauce is going to be up there, but she doesn't specify between fresh or
because
gelatin.
It's a gelatinous like tube that some people cut in little slices, and it's like what? No,
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I can eat that. I can eat fresh cranberry. I can eat that. I
No,
can eat
it's
the
like the purple
non-fresh,
version
but
of
still not
Soylent Green.
gelatinous.
Give me anything else. All right, so
Soylent
what do we have so far?
So
what did
okay. So we got deviled eggs, and then Mom for some reason popped in and was like, "I like broccoli casserole."
You know
I
what?
don't know what the hell. She drunk. She doesn't know what's going on
casserole?
here. Broccoli. That's what she said. My favorite is broccoli.
I've never had it, but it
casserole.
sounds delicious. I like broccoli.
I don't. I think she might have just jumped in and started watching. I don't think she knows what this
Laura
is.
Lyons Black, I apologize. This is the list of the least liked Thanksgiving Day foods. Not the most, but the least liked Thanksgiving Day foods. Which this list is baffling to me.
She used to get her internet through the mail. Don't worry about it.
Deviled eggs. Who said deviled eggs?
John Counter said deviled
you're
eggs.
Insane. I love deviled eggs.
And that's the one for me. If deviled eggs makes the list, that's what I'm saying. We call the lizard people. We get a hold of the aliens.
Dude,
just nuke the planet. We're done.
I will
deviled
eat the
eggs
crap out of some deviled eggs, man.
I mean, there's even a bad deviled eggs are good deviled eggs. I'm thinking about going out and making some deviled eggs. Like, how much bourbon can I drink before I can no longer make deviled eggs? Let's find out tonight.
That should be the after show right there. All right.
Yes, David drunkenly making deviled eggs.
Drunken midnight foods. That's a show right there.
That's
really
right
smashed,
there.
And then at midnight you go live.
We are in the wrong channel. We got to change up the channel, man. We got if we're going to do stuff like that, we got to change
middle of the night when you're smashed, saying, "Here's what I have in my pantry. Let's find out what we can make."
This is bourbon chats, dude. This is bourbon chats. Bourbon chats.
The problem is day jobs ruin it all.
It's a bourbon chat. I know, man. I know. We got there's so much time dedicated to feeding our families, paying for our mortgages.
If that's a regular show.
I got that fixed right here. Here's how I address hangovers. I haven't had a hangover in years. I've only had a couple in my entire life, and it's all because of.
Tell me you didn't have a hangover a couple weeks ago when we did the trivia show. Liar.
Nope.
Liar.
Woke up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed next morning, went on it. Nope, didn't have a problem at all.
The next day.
No headache, no anything.
Yeah.
Gone. I mean, but I drank probably 3-4 liters of water that day, and probably another 3 or 4 liters after the show. And don't get me wrong, I'm pissing every 5 seconds, but I don't get hangovers from drinking. Let's see. West, I picked up my slider stuffing on the way home from the Hofbrauhaus. So
I still can't see the comments, but that sounds amazing. I really want to try that stuffing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep you up to date to make sure we're on there. Okay, so we got 3 items. We got 3 items and 2 things to
cranberry
go.
sauce. What are you going to say? What do you think is on there?
Canned cranberry.
Number 2 and number 1.
Man, so these people are really trying to piss everybody off. I mean, turkey's on this list, right? So I'm gonna go deviled eggs as number 1.
Do you think deviled eggs?
And I'm gonna say cranberry. I'm gonna go cranberry sauce. I think this whole it's got freaking turkey on there.
You can choose. What's your number 2 and your number 1?
I'm
gonna say Brussels sprouts. First of all, I like Brussels sprouts, but I'm gonna say logically I would put Brussels sprouts on there, and probably canned cranberry sauce is also on there.
Okay. So if you were to pick, what was going to go on number?
It makes it harder when you have to pick.
Oh, okay. So if it were my choices, okay. So I don't. It's hard because. Wow. All right, man. You put the pressure. You're putting the pressure on me now, man. You put the pressure on me. I'm gonna need some.
That's what I'm asking you, David, and everybody watching and listening. Let us know in the comments. What would
be your number 1 and number 2? The things that you really don't like the most.
It's harder than you think it is.
If you were making a list and you say the first thing that I do not want to see on Thanksgiving dinner table is so I do not want to see a Brussels sprout.
I like Brussels sprouts.
I do not want.
I like them, but they're definitely not the first thing I choose when I see, the selection. So growing up, while you're thinking about that, I'll tell the story. So when I was growing up, my mom would make, she'd make a turkey, she'd make a ham, she'd usually have another meat dish because we always had a big crowd. And typically it was like a venison or a rabbit, which I loved. But one of the things I used to love also is telling the younger kids, hey, you're eating a deer, right? Or you're eating a rabbit, right? And that was always great. Or turtle, we had turtle a couple of times.
So out of curiosity, when you do the rabbit, do you call it rabbit or do you call it salt and pepper?
Well, I would say bunny, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
biggest impact. I get it. Okay.
That's where I got my Thanksgiving Day joy. Yeah, where
Torture
Jello
young
comes from,
children
and that they're
since
eating a rabbit.
1980.
We actually had rabbit one day on. We actually had rabbit
1979.
one day
Sorry.
for Easter dinner, which was fun.
Yeah. I've had rabbit. Rabbit's
is
very tasty. Very, very tasty. Barbecue rabbit.
Man, I love it.
Delicious.
It's also super low fat too. There's actually a thing like in people who go out like on these survival camping trips. That's actually a real problem. There's a thing called rabbit starvation, where you get tons of protein, but you get almost no essential fats in your diet, and you can actually die from something called rabbit starvation out in the wilderness. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the greatest comment
that I can't
ever.
see. Thank you, Ecamm Live.
Yes, good job. Dave's office is a hangover-free zone. So John Callender and his wife came out and visited, and we partied. Well, I'd say partied. We drank a butt ton of bourbon in this room. And he says, had a ton of bourbon, woke up with no hangover at all. It's crazy.
You're right. It's about the hydration.
That's right. It's all about the hydration and salt, man. You get hydration and salt into your kosher. And I eat a lot of things I shouldn't eat, so my salt's covered. So the hydration is really where it's at.
You're still thinking about what's on your list. So you said Brussels sprouts, probably.
Brussels sprouts, and sweet potato, mashed potatoes. Those are my two. I do not want to see those two. But what I think is on here is going to be cranberry sauce and deviled eggs.
Let's see. Number 2. So number 3 is green bean casserole. Number 2.
Marcia Castro says, "How are we related? I have one margarita and have a hangover."
Well, there you go. I love margarita too, so it's pretty awesome. All right, so number 2. Let's get to number 2. Okay. Number 2 is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, number 2. David, you took it. It wasn't sweet potato mash, but you were close. You were darn close.
That's all right. Sweet potatoes in general, yes. But I'm okay with sweet potatoes. If there's a sweet potato casserole or things like that, or sweet potatoes is fine. Just as long as they're not sold to me on the basis or premise that they are mashed potatoes, that they are tater based. Because this is not a tater base. They need to be tater based. If I'm gonna eat it, it's gonna be tater based. If you tell me it's tater based and then I get there and it's a sweet potato,
what's funny
we got problems.
I think sweet potatoes are fine. I'll eat them if they're there. But I would actually rather have a Brussels sprout than a sweet potato. I like them both. They're both just fine.
I'm not sure how I talk to you from now on. I'm not sure how to respond to you.
I think it's just as weird as you do.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have a Brussels sprout than a sweet potato. I like them both. They're both fine. But I might go for the ambrosia salad before I had either one. I'm kidding. The wet marshmallows creep me out. It's weird.
Yeah, I was like, if I got to scoop a bunch of it on my plate and just take a toothpick and stab the pineapple out of it, then
it reminds me of the texture of brains for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, so this is like the third comment tonight that you could relate to cannibalism. So I'm starting to wonder about you. You're like, come on, David, we'll have you over for Thanksgiving.
How to Serve Man. It's a cookbook.
I see how fat I am, and you're that guy that's on the stranded island. They chase each other around. One looks like a hot dog, other looks like a steak, and they chase each other around.
That's it, exactly. Look, the early pilgrims didn't have a lot to eat. You got to do what you got to do, man. I'm not judging. Don't judge.
Yeah. Donner, party of 3. Donner, party of 3.
You know my theory about cute animals related to delicious foods. I'm just telling you.
Yes. Please don't. So that's already been transcribed from YouTube or from Facebook and YouTube once.
That's why I reach a 0 now. All right. So number 2 is sweet potatoes. Number 1.
Yes.
You say it's going to be deviled eggs. I think it's going to be cranberry sauce.
Deviled eggs. What did the survey say?
Survey said number 1, cranberry sauce.
Cranberry
and it's canned cranberry sauce. Ooh, I was doubly right. Canned. Look at that, David.
Oh, right there. And it's shaped like a can. There it is.
No, there's nothing natural about that.
Yes.
There's nothing natural about that.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Give me that. Let's slice that, put it on some turkey, and I'm happy as a clam.
No, fresh cranberry sauce or nothing. Fresh cranberry sauce or nothing.
I'm just happy to have cranberry sauce.
We have cranberry juice.
Just happy to have cranberry
cocktails
sauce
up there, but that's so. David, do you are you making any special Thanksgiving Day cocktails? Do you have anything? So we always do that. So whenever we have relatives over, we always find like a seasonal cocktail. And this year we're gonna make I forget what it was called, but it has like cranberry juice and sparkling apples. and vodka, of course, ginger beer, orange slices. I forget something else. It sounds amazing though. Yeah.
Sounds delicious. So if we hosted people, then yeah, we would do something like that. That would absolutely sounds like something we would do. So you can't tell from here. So this is the bourbon right back here behind me. In the sunroom over there by the kitchen, that is where in there is the rum and the vodka and tequila and all that.
Mhm.
All that stuff's over there, the bar type. And I have from Barfly, I have mixers, the shakers, I have the proper spoons, I have it all over there. And it never the kids use it. The kids use it to make
their cocktails. I mean Shirley Temples.
Yeah, the kids use it to make their cocktails. We don't really use it. Nikki doesn't drink that much. She'll drink wine, but we rarely make cocktails here. I mean, I like to mix my bourbon with more bourbon and drink. Chill and drink. I like cold drinks.
You
so
know, I was thinking about it the
mine.
other day, and I haven't. You know what I love, but I haven't had in a while, just because I'm too lazy. Is a White Russian. I love a White Russian. They're so good.
Oh man, I can't think of White Russian without thinking of Mick.
They're so good though.
Yes, see. So what? So break down a White Russian for me because I don't think I've ever had one. Well, I mean,
it's easy. It's Kahlua, vodka, and milk. You wouldn't think milk in a cocktail, but Kahlua, vodka, and milk. It's delicious. It's so good.
All right.
It's delicious.
Okay.
It's one of the best.
Milk.
I'm telling you.
The dude, Marsha Distra. Okay, so Marsha. Okay, the next time. So we have a friend who owns, or actually his daughter and son-in-law own a place called Studio 35 in Columbus, Ohio, and every year they do a thing called the Dude-a-thon.
Where they play the Big Lebowski.
John, I think,
is it a Big
actually,
Lebowski
John
like
Callender.
viewing party?
Yeah, the Big Lebowski. Yes, the Big Lebowski. And I think John has actually been to it. And
That's
Kevin
what I'm saying.
Klaus
Is it just like a
goes
viewing
to
party
it.
where people drink or what?
Yeah, it's like a big ass viewing party, and they do it. So if you guys are interested, you and Perry, let me know. We can get tickets for it, and you guys can come up. We drink at Hofbrau first.
You got a pregame.
That's what we do.
You got a pregame.
You get a pregame, and then we'll go. And I'll buy the sweater,
The
and
bathrobe,
everything.
the sweater.
I might
You
even
got to grow out the beard.
You
You got to grow it out.
I mean,
You got to, David. You would look good with.
I
you would
grow
look
the
good with a
beard
ZZ
out.
Top.
I know a lot of people tell me that. There are a lot of women who come to me all the time. It's like, man, I would jump your bones right now if you had a longer beard. And that's how it didn't happen. So no,
you did it all.
Even if they did, I'd still say, I'm sorry, you can't have me because I can't stand the beard. Once it grows out to a certain point, it starts turning. It's nothing to do with being married already. It has everything to do with the fact that the hair grows out, it curls back, it pokes me in the face, and it bugs me, and I'm done. I'm out.
Enough. Fair point.
I'm out. Like, so but I've got a beard brush now that travels with me and a beard brush that stays home now. So we'll see if I can get it to behave and not crawl back and poke me and itch the crap out of me.
You need a good beard oil, and you need to brush regularly. That's it. You need the oil. So David,
right. I've got the beard oil. I
actually developed a beard oil that I think you'd like. I actually made my own. I think you'd
nice.
Like
it. So is this like the?
I thought about selling it, but like everybody and their brother
protein?
sells those things. I'm like, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, you can't turn. So I was at the Walmarts the other day, and there's a brand there now called Dandy in the men's grooming area, and it was clearly made by somebody and branded by somebody who doesn't know the history of the word.
They didn't think that one through all the way, basically.
Yeah. They didn't think that one through.
They were thinking of Dapper Dan,
like,
and they were like, "Oh, it's Dandy."
Oh, it's a dandy. It could be dandy. Yeah. It's very dapper. Everybody's wanting to be dapper and chic and
British,
all this.
The British magicians magazine called Poof. It's for magicians. It's all about magic. Poof.
The fact that there's a British magicians magazine called Poof actually begs more questions.
It's actually a joke from Arrested Development. You got to watch Arrested Development, man. I'm telling you.
I don't even know what that is.
It's going to change your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch much TV, man.
Yeah.
I watch YouTube. So I like original creators. I love watching stuff from people. So if there was a sitcom that just said, you know what, I'm not going to go and get I'm not going through a studio, NBC, any of these things. I'm just literally we're going to record this and we're going to put it on YouTube, but we're going to be a sitcom on YouTube. I think that is money in the bank.
Yeah, the problem is there's not that many people who can improv very well. Right? If it's live, you mean like live or like pre-recorded?
Not necessarily live. It could be recorded. It could be recorded and produced.
Yeah,
even.
But then the whole point of
fully produced, fully everything,
pre-produced to that quality is to eventually get picked up to be mainstream. You're just saying you're trying to pull the,
but just leave it on. So I'm saying do it and leave it on YouTube. Leave it on YouTube. Let it get the revenue.
To like, I liked them when they were, I liked them when they were underground. I liked them before they were cool. No, the whole point is to get big and mainstream.
Did I just get called a fucking hipster? Did you just call me a hipster? You sweet potato
yam, choices of entertainment, I'm calling you a hipster. You need to mainstream that.
No,
and McDonald's that thing out and watch some Arrested Development. Because I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Arrested, it's the only show. Doesn't matter how many times I watch it, I laugh out loud literally every single time.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot. I like so my shows, my programs are Downton Abbey. That's my go-to. Is Downton Abbey and Big Bang Theory. Those are the shows I watch.
Dandy, the men's products called Dandy.
No, I don't.
Abbey,
actually,
Downton Abbey is your favorite
Dandy.
Show us your.
I don't.
Do you also subscribe to any British
my son
magic magazines, David?
I do not. I do not. But now I'm going to look into it. Poof.
No, I'm telling you, watch everybody watching and listening. I'm telling you, watch Arrested Development. If you haven't, you will thank me. It's one of those things I say you will thank me later. I promise. And I can't see any comments, so if people are making comments about this, I have no idea.
Noah says, "Could I get 60 buckaroonies so me and Jake and Alex can go to the casino?" Oh, that's a text message. Was on a call.
I'm surprised he's not trying to put his Venmo up there for more Taco Bell money.
Well, he's here. He's home now, so he's home for Thanksgiving. And
you have Taco Bells in New York?
I've just taken every chance I can. Like, dude, stop spending money off.
You big city New York guy. You have Taco Bells there.
So he's out here literally today. He's talking to me. He goes, I really want to go back to when I'm just spending your money.
That's pretty funny. It's true. You know what? Taco Bell is always better when somebody else pays for it. That's a fact. It's a scientific fact.
Yeah, but for the people that I buy, and I pick up a lot of meals here and there, but the one person I don't want to pick up is his.
That freeloader.
You're supposed to be following in these footsteps,
that
bro.
Freeloader.
Don't be a freeloader, man. Come on, man. You got to nut up at some point.
Noah.
So yeah, okay. So we actually have a topic. Are we getting to the topic? It's
we've been going for a while. We can kind of rush through some of the high points of Black Friday trivia. I think. What do you think?
Yeah. So we've talked about Black Friday in the past, and every time we do, I learn more. So let's do it. Let's bring it.
All right. So
bring it up.
All right. So number one, in the 1800s, Black Friday was actually a term originated to refer to an 1800s stock market crash. Not the Great Depression, but something similar to what happened in 2008. Black Friday was a stock market crash originally. Okay. All right, number two.
Wait,
we're not actually going through these.
I'm Friday. So the original Black Friday, or the term. Well, yeah, I get that. So, but. So what year was this stock market crash? 1887, perhaps?
See. It is 1869. Good old crash of 69.
69.
Good old crash of 69.
Okay.
All right. So another one.
Good old crash 69. Go face down.
Speaking of which, Black Friday is actually the biggest day of the year for plumbers. The biggest day of the year for plumbers. You wouldn't think so. The biggest day of the year for plumbers.
Okay, I get it. Okay, Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, I got it. That makes sense.
As bizarre as it may
tracks.
sound, it was
That
reported
tracks.
by CNN, who explained that plumbers are needed to clean up after guests.
Fake news.
This is
These are
actually
fake news.
after guests overwhelmed the system. So
Yeah, that makes.
that's, you know, it's funny.
That
I
sounds
never would have
fun,
thought
the
of it,
Dudathon.
but you're
So
probably right.
Marsha said she's. I'm gonna take that as she's in for the Dudathon. So we're gonna make this happen. Next
All
Dudathon,
right.
we're gonna do this. But yeah, so for that makes sense. So I would say the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, for those of you who are close to Canadians. The day after Easter. Actually, I would go. It's a lot more ham, so I'm gonna go 2 days
Going
after
ham?
Easter.
Did you say going ham?
And because of the ham, it's a little more binding than turkey. So I'm gonna go
Fair
2
enough.
days after Easter. So that's a Tuesday. So that's a big day. It's not number one. It's number two. So yeah, that tracks. That makes sense.
All right, so here's another one. Holiday shoppers indirectly determined the date for Thanksgiving. How did that happen? From the mid-19th to the early 20th centuries, the U.S. president would declare a day of thanks on the last Thursday in November. This changed in 1939 when the last Thursday was the last day of the month. Retailers were afraid that the holiday season would be shortened and therefore petitioned the president. Retailers actually petitioned the president to declare the holiday be held 1 week earlier. In 1941, Congress created a joint resolution to clear things up. So literally, Thanksgiving is on the date that it is, specifically, so there's more time for you to shop.
Because
That's
of
it.
Macy's.
Holy
really, let's
moly.
put that where it is. Because of
So
Macy's.
I didn't realize that.
That's
a good
actually
piece of trivia. I
great
didn't know that.
information. So I offered to take my family to New York. I live in New York. Okay, to New York City tomorrow. Tomorrow. We'd have been doing I'd have been doing this show from a hotel down there to watch the parade out in front of Macy's and go shopping in Macy's tomorrow.
Okay.
Every single one of them
Really,
said
they
no.
didn't want to go. Why not?
So for the ladies out there watching, I'm looking for a new wife who wants to go to Macy's and watch the Macy's Day Parade with me on Thanksgiving and then shopping afterwards.
To see the parade in person.
Yes, that would be awesome to see the parade in person and then go shop at the Macy's. And we've been to the Macy's a couple times, but at the Macy's after Santa Claus makes his Santa Claus makes his pass.
I'm with Nikki. This sounds terrible. That sounds awful.
Yes,
I don't want to do any of that.
Anybody who knows my wife knows
I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to go to.
I know, but I am. I
don't even really want to go to New York, but I want to eat at the steakhouses. That's my dilemma.
The steakhouses are really good. There's some really good steakhouses in New York. And the ones like Keen's that everybody knows and Peter Luger's, that's the name of it. Peter Luger's that everybody knows as top-end steakhouses or STK. Those are and Nursette, Salt Bay. Those are all great places. And Morton's and all of them. But there are some other ones down there, like especially down in the financial district down in Lower Manhattan, that there's a kosher steakhouse down there.
I want to go to Keen's, and I want a Keen's clay church warden pipe. That's my goal. I want to do that. I've always wanted one of those, and I will definitely go one day. So I didn't realize Thanksgiving was on the date that it is, specifically because retailers petitioned the president.
Yeah, because retailers said, "Hey,
holy moly, consumerism is alive and well."
I mean, for the maximum, so for the maximum of 1 week, so it shortened the holiday shopping season by 1 week.
And that only happened 1 year.
Technically 6 days.
And retailers freaked out and said, "Hey, president, give us more time so that people can shop." So Thanksgiving isn't actually about giving thanks. Thanksgiving is about shopping the next day. That's actually a really cool fact. All right.
Yes. That's why it's the day that it is. Okay. That tracks actually makes perfect sense. I mean, because people like J.P. Morgan, people like the William H. Macy, those are people who had sway and power.
You say William H.
If you
Macy,
didn't get that joke, that's the joke, man. That's the joke. Come on. But people like that, the people in retail, the powerhouses, that was that tracks.
All
that
right,
makes
here's another one.
sense.
Black Friday wasn't officially claimed to be the busiest shopping day of the year until 2001. Let's see. It was thought to be the biggest shopping day of the year. However, it was actually the Saturday before Christmas that beat every year until 2001. Go figure.
Do you know why?
Last minute shoppers.
I bet
Last minute husbands.
I bet
who didn't buy the gift they were supposed to buy.
Husbands, the guys, the men with the money,
who
the
were
men
too
with the
lazy to
money
go out and do their
That is
family's
why.
shopping ahead of time. I buy.
Yes.
Here's what I do all year round.
That is what happens.
If I see something I think somebody's going to like for Christmas or a holiday or a birthday, I'll buy it and I'll stash it away all year round. So I'm just slowly building these things up. And as it gets closer to Christmas, I'll look at the stockpile that I have and I say, okay, who needs what? And I'll say, okay, this person still needs more. This person still needs more. This person has more than enough. And we'll go from there. So do your shopping all year round. You're going to save money and you're going to get way better stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Except that I just go ahead and give it to them. I'm like, hey, I got this thing I know you'd like. Here it is.
You're a giver, David.
Hey, blah, 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 blah. Here you go. And yes, it is a weakness of mine. I do like to give. There's nothing in my mind. There's nothing better than seeing another person smile. It just is. That's who I am. I'm not going to try to change. I'm not going to try to pretend to be anything different. With seeing somebody else smile and that you've caused that smile is just
David, you have caused many smiles.
Number 10 to me.
Here's another one.
I have. Those strippers love me to death.
No comment. Here's another one. Have you ever noticed, David, that Black Friday used to just be the Friday? Now it's actually Thanksgiving Day shopping or the day before Thanksgiving shopping.
Not anymore.
It's not Black Friday
anymore. Okay,
and I have some facts to back this up on who actually started it. You sons of bitches.
Yes.
So have you've noticed this trend too, though?
So I've noticed this trend, but it also 2020 was what I would call the great reset on this. 2020, when it came through, and 2020 did a lot of things for us. It proved that the government was POS.
We don't get political on the show.
But we're not getting into that. It's not political. All government. POS. Done.
Point of sales.
So
I get it.
It really was a great reset. Yeah, it's point of sale. And it allowed us to stop that. So the Thanksgiving Day stuff went away. If somebody was to open now and say, hey, we're going to be open on Thanksgiving at 6 p.m., they would be, I want to use the word castrated, but that's not the right word.
I remember back when I had,
it used to be a thing.
I remember back when I worked in retail locations.
We're going to open at 7. Well, we're going to open at 6.
I remember back when I worked in retail locations. There were stores who actually actively debated at the corporate level. Should we open earlier? Should we not? And they got a ton of feedback about people complaining that they were open on Thanksgiving Day or they were open, before midnight on Black Friday. Like people get passionate about the subject. But here's some facts.
Yeah. Let the families have that day. You know what? You're going to get your money tomorrow. Just wait. But it went. Best Buy said, we're going to open at 11. Walmart said, screw you, we're open at 9. And then it went on and on and on. And then Walmart ends up open 24/7. And they say, all right, we're going to and so you're in the store and we're going to release this deal at this time. We're going to release this deal at that time. We're going to release this. And that's how they staggered it. Now, because again, 2020, we've talked about this a lot. The impact of 2020 itself, some of it was good, very little. Some of it was ridiculously bad.
No comment.
Ridiculously bad and stupid, and nobody should ever go along with it ever again. But in the bulk, the real thing when we're talking about right now is so whatever. Never mind. When I was growing up in Delaware. If anybody got that joke, I appreciate it. But no, the idea is, did you get that joke, West? Exactly. I rambled, then I said growing up in Delaware. Anyway, so the idea is in 2020, we got a huge reset that said, hey, we're not going to open on Thanksgiving. And everybody
I think people are thankful for that. I think that's one thing to be thankful for.
Yes, very thankful. Extremely thankful. That's what I'm saying. If somebody was to try to open now on Thanksgiving, hey, we're going to open at 10 p.m. on Thanksgiving night, people would
David
effing.
You're actually. I understand your sentiment, but that's actually not true. A lot of places still open on Thanksgiving Day. A lot of places. I guarantee you, shopping tomorrow.
Who are they?
Shopping
We're
tomorrow is
castrating
going to
them.
be huge.
Not the word castrate.
So
What
here's
the
the
hell
thing.
am I working with?
So here's the
am I
thing.
looking for?
And you were right about your earlier assessment. You're a little off on the dates. In 2011, Walmart broke the tradition of Black Friday. The tradition of Black Friday shopping was broken when Walmart opened up stores on the evening of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Since that
evening
time,
Thanksgiving,
retailers have engaged in a race against the clock to catch up with the times. So Walmart started it in 2011.
They opened at 10. And then Best Buy said, I'm open at 9. And then somebody else said 7.
And now they're
Target,
open all day on Thanksgiving.
With all the kids trapped in the backyard, in the back room, they opened it at 5 or whatever it was. And then some people's like, you know what? It's not a holiday anymore. We're just going to work. And then and then Walmart came back and said, all right, we're open all the time, but we're going to release this deal at 5 p.m. This deal at 6 p.m. And that's how they staggered it through.
To stay in their stores all day long waiting for those deals. It's smart.
The store, the longer you're in, the more you spend. So it's smart until it backfires. It's smart until it's not.
33 million Americans plan to begin shopping as soon as they finish their Thanksgiving Day feasts. 33 million as soon as they finish essentially lunch on Thanksgiving Day.
Lunch.
And here's
we've had one breakfast, yes, but what about
here's
second
the funny
breakfast?
thing. So back when I was managing all the loyalty and social media and digital marketing for a really, really big national retailer, there were always debates about should we open on Thanksgiving, should we not, yada yada. And what we would do is we would actually open, but we would make it voluntary. And there were a lot of people who volunteered to work those days because we actually upped it to like triple time pay instead of just overtime pay. We upped it to like triple time pay. If you wanted to, it was your choice. We wouldn't force anybody. And we had a lot of people who they didn't have family local or they just needed the money for Christmas and they would do it. They happily did it.
Yeah, triple time pay.
But at the same time, I was torn because I remember back when I used to sell digital cameras at Best Buy. Holy moly. And it was a living hell. It was mandatory for everyone in the store to work that day, maximum hours. And if you didn't show up, you had to be basically dying in the hospital not to show up. If you were sick, you still had to show up. If you were just the worst position you could possibly be in, you had to show up. If you didn't show up for that one day, they would fire you on the spot. They would call you up. I remember the manager would be sitting back and he'd have a list of people that he was calling that day to say, don't bother coming in the next day. Like you had to. Best Buy, thank you for being a great organization to work for.
So Nikki and I both worked for Walmart.
How was their Black Friday policy as far as employees?
If you were scheduled to work,
like they didn't like mandatory everybody had to work kind of thing. Like
oh no, it was the thing. You couldn't take the day. You couldn't take the day off. But if you were off, you were off. It wasn't like everybody had to be there. It was like if I'm off on this day, then I'm off. But if they schedule me, I had to be there.
And that's fine. I'm fine with that.
It's a busy day, so they need more people. So most of the people got scheduled, and I didn't care
appropriately. And I will call out Best Buy every opportunity.
Exactly.
Because they made it mandatory. Everyone had to work.
Yeah, that's a terrible business decision. Any business decision that is carte blanche without data to back it up,
I could tell you some stories. I could tell you some stories. So back when I was managing cameras, I was selling digital cameras back there, and I knew the technology in and out better than anybody else in that store, and because I'm a big nerd, of course. And I would tell people, you know what? If you're not sure about this, $1,000 camera, it's fine. Go next door to Walmart. Go do your time. Go home, do your research, and you know what? When you're ready, come on back, and I'll be here. And people would do that. People would leave, and they would specifically.
I'm selling them $1,000 camera.
And they would specifically come back and ask for me. And this happened all the time, constantly. But I was always being berated by the store manager because he was like, "What are you doing? You need to sell them something." I'm like, "They're shopping. They don't want to buy right now. They're shopping around." They're like, "If they come in the store, they're buying. If they come, they don't. Nobody comes in the store just to look. What are you crazy?" And I was like, that's not how I work. And I was always written up. I was constantly written up at that place.
So I worked for Best Buy over at Tuttle Crossing.
That's the one I worked at, David. That's the one I worked at.
Okay, so I worked there. I worked back in the TV department, and the
of
manager
course, you
comes
were
to
a
me and
TV
says,
salesman. You
if they're
totally
in the
fit in back there.
if they're in the store, they're in the store,
yeah,
they're here to buy.
What's his name?
Like,
what was his name? We
I'm
had
like,
the same manager. I think he told me the same
I didn't
thing.
work there very long. I worked in, probably, but I worked for a life safety company during the day, and this was my part-time gig. And so I'm back there, and these people come in, and they're like, "Hey, blah 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 blah. Can this and this and this and this?" As far as the low-end TVs, I didn't sell any of them. All I sold was the top-end stuff.
Because the TV guys, you guys made commission back there.
And then at the time was DVD. We didn't make commissions on anything. So it was
Maybe you
DVD
there before
players.
I was there.
So I remember
at a certain point when I was there,
it was all. Yeah, so we didn't make commission, and they come in and they say, "Hey, this was." I'm like, "Hey, look here, you know, you're going to buy this. You're going to be sitting in front of it for years. Get what you want. Get what you want. Forget this. If you're over here shopping for that right there, you can go anywhere in the world and pick that up, but you can't get this anywhere. And then this, and then let's pair it with this." So they come in just looking for a TV. I'm like, all right, they're iffy about the TV. So I sold them the damn TV, and then I didn't just sell them TV. I sold them the DVD player and the monster cable to go with it.
It's a rip off. Those sons of bitches. When I was there, the only department that made commissions were the TV salesmen when I was there. And those monster cables.
So I don't. They didn't
those
sell
guys
me.
are always trying to sell me monster cables.
Commission.
I'm like, you're an it. I'm not buying your monster cables. Come on, man.
So yeah, it all depends on your setup, and that's why I would tell them. I was like, it all depends on your setup. Like, how far away is this? How far away is that? Like, well, it's got a little difference. I'm like, all right. Well, what do you got in there with it? Well, if you got us things in there screaming EMF, but luckily for me, because I was, I had a real, I almost said real job. So I had a real job, so I had a thing called a Fox and Hound, a circuit tone generator and tracer. And I would take out my tone tracer and I would show them, literally let them hear EMF, which is electromagnetic field, and show them how, that electrical field can interfere. And it was cake. It was shooting fish in a bucket.
You were letting them listen to things they couldn't normally hear. Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to sell stuff.
Yeah, they can't hear this. They don't know. You don't know it's there, but it's there. And in a room full of TVs, trust me, there's interference.
In an electronics store, I can't imagine any EM interference.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the next fact, David. I think you'll like this fact. 12% of Black Friday shoppers are drunk. I think it's higher, frankly. According to a survey conducted on behalf of the coupon site Retail Me Not, 12% of all Black Friday shoppers admit they hit the stores while under the influence of alcohol. Again, I think it's higher.
Retail Me Not used to be an amazing site.
It's trash. It's not. Yeah.
These days. But so Retail Me Not. So for the people who don't know, Retail Me Not used to be the collection of discount codes. So you say, "Hey, I want to go buy a camera at Cord Camera, which is an actual camera store. I want to go to Cord Camera, buy a camera store, but I don't want to spend full price. Here's a discount code. I want to go to Best Buy and I want to buy an Xbox One or 360 or whatever it was at the time. Here's a discount code for the top line discount codes. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have this discount code, you get it.
Right. And you used to find good discount codes on Retail Me Not. And the funny thing is a lot of big retailers still use it and rely on it. But man, the codes on there, most of them don't work anymore. They're outdated. The site is just not maintaining their codes anymore.
Yeah. So if I were to go to Black Friday shopping, I think slightly inebriated is the way to go. I don't want to be fully clattered.
Well, you know what? They should promote it, frankly.
I don't want to be sober.
I mean, imagine the drunk shopping. Drunk shopping is the best because you spend way too much money and you come home with stuff. You're like, what? Why did I buy that?
Yeah. I bought 3 donkeys last night.
Here's a great idea.
What the hell?
Here's the thing. So you've been to Whole Foods, right? Whole Foods.
Yes. I love hippie watching at Whole Foods.
I don't know if they still do this, but back in the day.
We don't have one
back
up
in the
here.
day, they used to do. They might still do it. Something called First Fridays. the first Friday of every month, they have
Yeah.
wine tastings. Instead of like the little food samples you get at all the different places, you go in there and you do it. You pay to get in, and you get a wine glass, and you do wine tastings all around the store. And dude, by the end, you're like a whole bottle in, and you're like, this is amazing. I'm buying everything.
I am in Whole Foods. I live in central New York in the Syracuse area. We don't have a Whole Foods. Okay, so my wife is a hippie. Let's just face that. And so she tries to drag me up here to Trader Joe's. And I can't tell you, even though Trader Joe's owned by the same Germans that own Aldi, I do not want to go to Trader Joe's. I want nothing to do with it.
I think their wine and beer selections are pretty good.
I just, but it's too small of a space.
I agree.
For me to be in there with all of these hippies.
I get it.
All right. So I need a big store like Whole Foods. Now I can go in, and the hippies per square foot is lower. There may actually be more hippies there, but it's a larger store, so that the hippies per square foot.
It's all about it's all about the ratios.
Yes.
I get it.
The ratio
the hippie
the ratio allows
space ratio.
Yes.
So, but the first Fridays when they had the wine tastings was amazing, because by the end you're like a whole bottle in by the end, and nothing tastes better than Whole Foods guacamole when you're a bottle in on wine, and their guacamole, it's fresh, has just a little bit of spiciness to it. Man, I want some right now. It's so good.
So I'm not a guacamole fan, but Whole Foods had some of the absolute best. And I just switched over to Blanton's, by the way.
All right, sure won't go too much longer. Don't worry about it.
Whole Foods had the best brisket. Not like smoked brisket.
They have good brisket. You're right.
But there was a little spot there. They had a brisket that I ate it. I'm like, okay.
Their pastries. Surprisingly, they have really good sushi. If you like sushi, it's surprisingly good. It's not bad. I like Whole Foods sushi. All right, so another Black Friday fact that you may or may not know. It attracts in a single day more shoppers than all of the Disney parks worldwide year round.
Well,
and it's even worse now that Disney, kind of sucks. But
hey, Bob,
what you don't understand,
Bob,
what you don't understand.
Bob, what you need to do is bring me in. Let me run the parks. I will put them on the straight and narrow.
Executive elimination.
I will,
and 99% of their woes would disappear overnight. I'm not. Tell me,
one executive hire right here. Bring me in. Let me run the parks, and I will right that ship.
If they eliminated one of their executives,
I will right that ship. If I don't do it within 1 year,
if they eliminated
one
of their executives, tell me I'm wrong. 99% of their problems would go away overnight.
All right, Cartman.
Am I wrong?
All right, Cartman. No, because it has propagated more than just one.
Well, yeah, because the poison.
You need somebody who is okay. You need somebody to take that in. Yes, the poison is spread.
Off the head of the snake,
so it's not just getting rid of
other
that
snakes
person.
will run away, or hide.
Well, yeah, okay. If you cut off the head of that specific snake, then another snake who has been poisoned is going to be promoted into that role. It's not a matter of just removing that person. It's a matter of
strategically refill the role. You don't refill the role
reorganization
with trash. I mean, you got to be,
Oh my God! For everybody who bangs on Blanton's, you can pound sand.
Carmen,
that is
good.
Amazing.
It's good.
That is delicious. It is absolutely phenomenal. So yes. Anyway, what's next?
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, here's a good one. More people will die while shopping on Black Friday than year-round in shark attacks.
And get attacked by sharks. So I didn't even know where they were going with it. I don't know. I haven't seen any of these. But I knew they were going to compare it to shark attacks.
Everything comes down to shark attacks. Everything
comes down to shark attacks.
My mother-in-law.
You are more likely to be attacked by aliens.
Every year, my family, we go to the beach. Every year, my family would go to the beach with my in-laws. And every single year, my mother-in-law is like, "Oh, I'm just, I love this. I love the beach, but like, I'm so. Watch the kids. I'm so worried about sharks." And I'm like, you are more likely to be struck by lightning 3 times in a row than to be eaten by a shark.
Yeah. Yeah, not even just struck by lightning. You are more likely to be
Like
struck by
multiple
lightning
times in
2
a
to 3
row.
times in a row than you are to be
Yeah,
attacked
come
by
on.
shark.
No, it's crazy. You're more likely to be
Yeah.
on a sailing ship sunk by an orca than eaten by a shark. That's a real fact.
Yeah. So
now you're significantly more likely to die
I mean,
shopping on Black Friday. That's again another real fact.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you are more likely to die on the drive to the beach than you were to die of a shark attack
Right,
at the
exactly.
beach.
Tell my mother-in-law that. She'll never believe you.
What you've told me about her. Yeah,
Look,
I get
she's
it.
a nice lady. She's a fantastic lady. Just her
And we
facts
all love them.
are what they are. All right.
If I could do a good Trump impersonation, now would be the time to do it. But
You
I
gotta
can't
be
do it.
wearing
I'm
the.
sorry.
You gotta be wearing the.
I do
sweater
a
to
halfway decent. I do a halfway decent Obama
You
impersonation.
do an Obama. We gotta hear that. Is it? Yeah, I was
we'll
gonna
do
say,
that
is that
next
something
week.
you can actually do like online without us being eliminated from the algorithm?
No, I think we could actually do. Yeah, no, I think we could do it.
All right.
I think we could do it. But I think that needs to be a bet. I think that needs to be a bet for a trivia between West and I. And if I lose, I have to do a whole show under the Trump or Obama, mimic. Or if West loses, let me rephrase this. When West loses, he has to do it using a Scooby-Doo impersonation or something like that.
Rough.
Yeah, I don't know, something that you can do. I don't want to. I don't want to give you something you can't do at all. But some kind of a voice mimic that you can do. I think that would be great to do a show. What I think, I'm not gonna do it.
That was actually not bad. I heard the
I
beginning
can
of that. That wasn't terrible.
What's it? So yes, I mean I've made enough fun of Trump and of Obama that when I get into it, I can do a little bit of Trump, but man, I made a lot of fun of Obama. So that one I can do pretty decent. And Clinton and George W. Jiminy Christmas. I mean, that guy gave us so much material to make fun of.
Yeah, we don't get political in this show.
Anyway, not to be political. It's all about making fun of people. It's literally it's about making fun of people. It's not political. So what's next on our
the facts I'm looking at
Friday
came full circle. It's not actually the biggest shopping day after all, according to ShopAdvisor, which tracks Black Friday prices for 6,000 items in 2013. So it goes back a ways. The average discount is only about 5%. In the time frame between then and now, far less than just before Christmas, when discounts can reach 17.5%. In fact, the Saturday before Christmas, going back to that, not Black Friday, is the biggest shopping day of the year. Many retailers, both brick and mortar and online. So, in fact, some have started calling it Super Saturday. The Saturday before Christmas is now Super Saturday. Again, because lazy husbands don't buy gifts ahead of time. Guys, get on the ball.
No. It's the guys with the money. All right, let's just face it. We're the guys who have to go out and dump. No, it doesn't matter.
Big dollars. Here's the thing: all year round, people drop hints about stuff they like. I like this. I'd like that. That's really cool over there. Guess what? Go home, buy it on Amazon, and let it sit in a closet until Christmas comes around. Guess what? Then you don't have to remember. Hey, what did that person want again? I don't know. You already got it. Secondly,
yeah. So for those of you guys who can do that, for me, I'm like, hey, look what I bought you today.
Well, that's
and more in my case, it's like, hey, here's some money. Go on a trip by yourself.
Yeah, go to a Disney trip by yourself.
Don't
and
take
leave me
me.
Home. That's my gift to you. Is being away from me.
I mean, to be honest, is that not a gift?
Nikki Leffingwell is a lucky lady.
I mean, I am an awesome person, awesome human being, and I love everyone. But if you're going to hang with me, you got to be able to hang.
So you're saying your current wife can't hang?
There's not many people out there that can do it.
That's what you're saying.
Oh no,
she can't hang,
dude. So on that note, we went out. I don't even remember what it was for. A couple months ago, and she had a couple martinis, and I'm just getting lubed up, and I'm ready to start. And she's like, I'm
Well,
like,
she also
bro,
weighs 98 pounds.
what the frick?
If that. Maybe 90.
Yeah, should have weighed.
Maybe like a flat
Yeah,
90.
should have weighed. Yeah, she's not soaking wet. Soaking wet. But yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't blame her for not keeping up, David. That's more your fault than hers at this point.
Well, maybe. For anybody out there who is shopping for televisions, because I used to look at TVs all the time. I used to buy them all the time. And I got my LG and I got my nano cells. I got one here, I got one upstairs. I got all these, really good top end, because in Columbus, Ohio, we have a micro center. And if you have a micro center near you, skip everything else. That's where you go for television.
Micro center.
More important, yes. More importantly, Black Friday to Christmas is not the best time to buy a television. The weekend before, or the week leading up to the Super Bowl.
I'm glad you said that. I was actually thinking the week after the Super Bowl, because here's what a lot of guys do. They'll buy a TV for the Super Bowl party, and then they'll return it. And then you can get an open box deal for a perfectly good TV right after after the Super Bowl. That's a real thing. People do it all the time.
Yes. So absolutely. I'm a huge advocate for open box. I'm gonna call it I love recycling. Being the hippie that I am. So if I can get full tilt, a manufacturer's warranty, and 10% off the product out the gate, I don't have to ask. Done. Yeah, I'm taking that every day of the week. That's a 10%.
Yeah, open boxes are great, but the week after Super Bowl, that's when you get the open box TVs.
Yeah, so the best deals on TVs, the best broadcast advertised deals on televisions are going to be the week leading up to the Super Bowl.
Good to know.
You might be able to buy one afterwards at a 10% discount, which is the normal for an open box item the week after.
I'm sure as my kids get older, I will need bigger TVs. Personally, I'm the kind of guy who's like, I got the TV that I got. It's perfectly fine until it dies. I probably won't buy another one.
So for me, I'm looking at televisions literally because I want the Peloton thing. I went downstairs and we have the Peloton, the treadmill, which if anybody prices that out,
it's a cool treadmill.
It's a great treadmill. I'm a big big guy.
On your
if I get on
Peloton
any
is
other
the size
treadmill,
of most people's normal TVs.
Yes. But backing off of that, the treadmill itself, okay, the actual tread, forget the TV, forget the display part of it. The tread itself, which is what it's called, it's called the Peloton tread. It is different. It's not a belt. It's literally treads that are horizontal versus a vertical treadmill.
It's not like the
thing,
the grocery store like conveyor belt. Right.
Yes, it's not grocery store conveyor belt style. It is heavy duty. I am fat. Okay. And I weigh a lot because I'm fat.
You're just
and
full-bodied.
I get up on this. I'm a full-bodied brioche. What is it? The old school wine. I don't remember what it is. Chateaubriand.
That's how I refer to you.
I'm a full-bodied.
That's my nickname for you, frankly. It's when you're not around. That's what I call you.
When Chateaubriand comes into town, we're gonna do some drinking. Anyway, and so, but when I get on those, even the high dollar by their standards, because Peloton's not cheap. But high dollar even at the gym, at like a professional gym, those belts, they don't cut it. They're not enough. This thing, if you're a bigger person, if you're a smaller person, you know, any of these things can fit. If you're a bigger person, or if you're really serious about running, the Peloton tread is really the only thing out there that I could possibly recommend when you're running. I don't remember where we're going with this. Now I'm on a sales pitch.
Well, we started
Peloton
on TVs,
how amazing,
and that got into Peloton.
That thing is,
and now you're selling Pelotons.
But it was, I'm selling Pelotons. But the moral story is, so I'm down there the other day, and afterwards, it's like, hey, you got all of these stretching exercises, weightlifting exercises, all the things you can do. So I was like, I want to do a full body stretch, a core stretch. So I get down there and I'm laying my fat whale ass down on the. So I've got all these interlinked mats down on the down in the basement, and this actually doesn't fit well with my monocle collection denial, but the screen for the Peloton bike blocked the screen for the Peloton treadmill. And I couldn't see what the hell they were doing. And here my fat ass is laying down on the mat. I got this roly ball thing underneath me. And I'm like, I don't know what you said, lady, but I can't do what you think. So my fat ass is rolling off of the ball roller thing and scrolling over and trying to see what the hell she's doing. And then I scramble back and I put the thing back under me and I'm like, okay, I stretch this way and I stretch that way. And so, yeah. So that's why I want the TV, is so I can put a TV down there that's dedicated with the Peloton app so that I can see it, so that when my fat ass is on the mat, I don't have to rely on one of the screens from the bike or the treadmill.
That
and now we've come
now
full
it makes
circle.
sense. For a while I was like, what the
now
hell
it makes
now,
sense.
Now I get it.
Where the hell are you going with this? So yes, that is the reason for it, is because I couldn't see the screen. So now I'm looking for a TV to put downstairs just for the Peloton app so that I can see, because I can't, my Peloton screen from the bike is blocking the Peloton screen from the treadmill. And like I said, it doesn't help my I've got a smoking pipe monocle collection
it's
idea
a hard
that you
life,
keep making fun of.
But when we've reached this level of meandering, it can mean only one thing. It has been a great show.
It's time to be done.
And David, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and an even better Black Friday, because that's where we get Thanksgiving from, of course, is Black Friday. And
yes, that's it.
So I think it's time to sign off. It was a cool.
Yeah, I'm not doing
it was a cool
Black
list.
Friday.
I think the best part of the show was the food, the controversial food list.
The controversial food list was very good. And I can't wait for tomorrow, because
now. I know. I still want deviled eggs now.
Yeah. Yes. So I think when we do the bourbon chats, eventually when we launch bourbon chats, I think it needs to be drunken deviled egg night. I think that's what needs to happen.
Deviled eggs when you're
drunken
drunk,
deviled egg night.
That could go either way. Yeah. It's either like you don't want too drunk deviled eggs. Like, you just want like a good heavy buzz going on deviled eggs. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole different kind of show. Bring a mop and a bucket.
I think one of us. I will do the mildly buzzed deviled eggs. You do the clattered deviled eggs.
There you
go. And then we see which one of our wives throw us out of the house first.
We'll each keep a blanket and a pillow on the couch, and we'll be prepared.
Yes. You're welcome to come up here. It's only a 7-hour drive. It's
7 hours. No big deal.
Easy 7 hours. So I'll be seeing you on Saturday. I'll be there real quick.
This coming Saturday?
I got to pick up some dog treats from you. Yes, this coming Saturday. I need as many dog treats as you can get me. I'm taking them down to a friend in Southern Ohio. And then I'll be back up Monday. And I'm there the whole entire week.
All right.
I'm there till Friday.
Go to underdogplus.com. Get your peanut butter brew bones for 20% off when you use code Black Lab Friday. Black Lab Friday gets you 20% off.
It's easy for you to say. Black Lab Friday gets you 20% off of your Underdog Plus bone.
All right, and we will see you guys next.
Get boned for
that's not at all what I said.
Less.
I will see you guys next week.
That's what I said.
All right,
it's better than getting boned with. It's better than getting 20% less boned.
All right, let's end this. Countdown out.
was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good.